All right, welcome.
No,
back.
it would be a class on aberrations.
Welcome back, everyone, to Dorms and Deans. Yay! Episode 7, I think.
Yes, where we confuse abjuration and aberrations.
That's okay. That's a common.
I'm sorry.
That's a common misconception. So last we left off, you had braved the mystery of the time travel room and found out that there are 5 families who have access to obsidian pendants that will guide the user once per month to a room where they can enter a pool of terrible smelling white liquid that will take them back 1 month into the past, not to affect any change on the present, save for the memories of that day and the memories that follow. Logically, what the new actions that you have taken that day. Your characters, having found this out and foiled Angelina's attempt to get her cousin expelled from the university because of how expensive it is for the family to keep someone in both Strixhaven and Candlekeep. You found out about her, made you pursued her outside of this time travel bubble, and stopped her from fleeing on the back of the hippogriff and other flying creatures that were under her control. Freed some of those creatures. She fled, meaning that she successfully evaded combat. And where last we had left off, you were discussing who to talk about this mysterious chamber to, knowing that things about it can only be revealed by one of the people from the 5 bloodlines. And finally, what you were about to talk to Felix about everything that has just happened. You so happen to find Felix in the courtroom, in the courtyard of the school. He has been he's out of breath. Has been running up to where Talonis, his childhood friend and hippogriff, is currently enjoying his newfound freedom after being under a dominant monster spell for months. You see there that's like Felix doesn't seem to know yet that Talonis is free from from the spell, but seems worried about the wounds Talonis has sustained in the fight and in the escape attempt. You see that one of his horse legs is damaged from having hit the side of a roof, and if any of you know about what happens when a horse breaks his leg, it is not very pretty. So Felix is in a circle of students the only one who is sort of like trying to approach Talonis when you arrive. What do you want to do?
Does my spells work on creatures? I guess he doesn't have hit points though, huh?
Yes. The creature? The
Yeah.
creature does have hit points.
Yes,
So if I use like healing word on the creature, would it mend its leg?
for sure.
Okay, I'm gonna cast healing word on Thelonious.
Nice. So you cast the spell, the wound disappears, and Talon is sort of like ruffles its feather, kicks a little bit of dust with the leg, and then turns to Felix without any hint of oppression. And Felix takes a couple of tentative steps closer, and then until finally he reaches out his hand, and Talon sort of like moves in to have his beak and head ruffled, and finally Felix hugs the hippogriff, and things are well again.
Happy reunion.
Yes.
So I guess we tell him we need to talk.
Huh? Yeah.
Then we need to talk privately.
Yeah. I don't know if that's gonna be like you're surrounded by students who have come to see the flying creatures who've entered their school.
Do we need to talk to him right now? Can we ask to like meet up with him later? How important do you guys think our conversation with Felix is?
I'm confused as to how I'm here. I was sent home from Candlekeep 3 weeks ago.
You were not sent home from Candlekeep 3 weeks
You've
ago.
been here the whole time.
Well, that's
Wait, so we
Definitely.
did not successfully avert him getting booted?
in the past it would appear not.
So, has he been under some sort of spell?
No, remember, he
He remembers the way that
Yeah.
things
were in the memory.
unfolded logically.
Just remember-
Wait. So everyone's brains separately invent what goes on, or does it create a consistent story for everyone?
It creates you think it creates a consistent story for everyone, otherwise its effects would have been perceived a long time ago.
So,
Okay.
this is the trick. We need to decide whether we are going to let people know that we adjusted the past.
I think if we let people know, it's going to create a little bit of chaos.
Yeah. But do
so-
we let Felix just go down?
Well, here's the thing is
I still believe it would be a good thing for a lot of people to know about the program.
You know what? Y'all are talking about timelines and memory.
Oh, yeah,
Let's go behind the Artificer's Tower. Nobody gets close to that for fear of the explosions, so we can talk in private.
Okay, good.
So you follow around to the Artificer's Tower. You can see a high number of familiars and conjured creatures that are actively like working on scaffolding to rebuild the top floors of the Artificer's Tower. At the moment, so the sound of repairs that covers any conversation you might have from prying ears.
So, how much do you know, Felix, about your cousin?
Angelica?
Yeah.
Angelica, no, sorry. She's at Strixhaven, and she's a cousin. Doesn't talk to me very often. She was supposed to be on a. Last message I got from her was a letter saying that she was sad I couldn't be at Candlekeep to meet her when she came over with the exchange program.
Are you familiar with a certain room that can alter people's memories?
No.
He's not in it.
He's one of the family.
But
He
remember,
doesn't have the...
I don't even know about the room existence.
Yeah, but he
Yeah.
doesn't have the pendant.
I mean, there's no way. See, personally, I think we're in too much of a spot with Felix being here to not reveal the room to someone on the faculty.
Mm-hmm.
Like we would have to do that to because we have like a whole student here now.
Who's not supposed to be here.
Yes.
Or who everyone else believes is not supposed to be here.
Including the student.
You realize that the papers for his expulsion would not exist
Yes.
right now.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, the papers wouldn't exist, but the problem is everyone's going to remember that they should exist.
Yeah.
I think that if we don't necessarily need to, because we were there. You know, I don't think if
I
we.
think it is wise to let the headmaster at least know
Yeah.
that somebody messed with the memory of the school, of
Yeah.
everybody in the school.
I don't want to know how.
And you can sort of like just blame it on Angelica. and-
Yes.
But how do we explain that our memories aren't affected?
Okay. Would it be a plausible excuse that we were there the moment she went in and followed?
Sure. Yeah, 100%.
Yeah.
So we're just gonna blame it all on Angelina because she's a bitch and she deserves it, and we're going to. I think we should get Felix reinstated at the school.
Well,
He doesn't need to be reinstated. We just need to inform the headmaster that
hey,
that the
this-
memories were altered.
So let's fill Felix in now with how
With
his
Angelina.
cousin conspired
conspired to get him expelled so
get
that
him
she's
expelled.
the only one in school.
Mm-hmm.
Well, thank you so much for helping me out with this. I'd like to be here with the headmaster when you
And-
sort of like plead for my case.
Well, fortunately, there's no paperwork having you expelled
Okay.
because that didn't actually happen.
Okay.
Everyone just remembers that it happened, but they remember wrongly.
Okay. Got it.
Or is it correctly just altered?
Can yeah, thank you for helping me get my friend back and potentially not getting me expelled retroactively. I'm gonna have a few classes that I'm gonna need to catch up on.
You might have notes on those in your room.
Oh,
yeah,
excellent.
because you've been here this whole
Okay.
time.
Yeah.
I
no,
know it's hard and confusing right now.
I think I get it. It's a magic school. Those things happen.
Yes.
You see,
Magic.
he reaches back into his backpack, takes the broom from a bag that should definitely not contain a full broom, looks at it and says, I learned a flying spell recently. I don't think I'll be needing this to go flying with Talalis. Can I give this to you as thanks for what you did?
Please.
You're the one who gave it to him in the first place, so you get the flying broom back.
Okay.
All right. You you're going to head to the headmaster's office. When you arrive and knock on his door, he says, "One moment," and you hear this sort of sound just collapse on itself and stop. And then the headmaster says, "Come in!"
What was that?
This dude has a lot of weird stuff going on in his office.
Yeah.
Wait, before we go in, can we decide what we're gonna say to?
I mean, I think what we decided was that we're just gonna say we saw Angelina go in that moment and followed her in.
Okay, and that's how we ended up going
Yes.
back to the
Okay.
past. Okay.
If you usually when there's a scene that's sort of like, oh, we all need to get our the dots on our eyes across all of our boxes, it's best to have one player do the talking. This way there's no sort of like interference with different versions. Usually that's what I found works best for that sort of scene. Otherwise it tends to get slightly complicated and slightly...
Yes.
I nominate Kazaris to do the talking with the headmaster.
Yeah, because I have that. +2 charisma.
Yes.
Excellent.
Okay.
How
Me.
can
There has been a major incident with one of the students from Strixhaven, which has potentially affected the entire school and one of our students in particular. Apparently, there is a room here in Strixhaven which allows the, shall we say, retroactive altering of everyone's memories.
You see that, like, the headmaster Marius, Kala, has a moment where he's like, sorry, could you repeat that? I zoned off for a second. You were talking about, apparently there is a what?
There is some sort of hidden magical room here, which we had been observing a Strixhaven student, which was acting rather suspicious, and she went into this room, and when we followed her, she jumped into a pot of white, foul-smelling liquid, and, naturally we followed her in, and found ourselves in what appeared to be the past.
Sorry. The only thing I caught there, from what you told me, was a student from Strixhaven, and everything else is sort of like, could you repeat it?
I don't think we can.
Make it simpler.
You're not from the bloodline, so anything you say about the room, he immediately forgets.
I was just about to say that.
Oh, so I can't explain it to.
Others. So our secrets are kept.
No, wait. How did they?
Because you told them, or they found stuff out in by following the actions of Angelina. So she technically showed them.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
And so that's what she remembers everything.
Yeah.
Oh.
And you were present for most of the brainstorming about how this worked, and for the identify magic spell, which basically allowed all of you to remember.
Okay, so
Take it away.
So there's you're just saying that something affected the whole school, and that our memories are modified.
yes.
Is that why Mr. Pendragon is here?
Yes, because someone altered memories to make people believe that he had been expelled when in fact he had not.
Interesting. My memories are generally hard to tamper with, so I'm interested in looking into this. Are you here to try to get Mr. Pendragon reinstated into?
In a manner, I believe you will find that no previous paperwork on actually expelling him has been filled out.
All right.
And he should still have his room here and any notes on classes he was attending during those 3 weeks.
Very interesting. I am going to launch an investigation into this. You won't, because you were involved so far, you're not going to be part of this investigation, and we will come to a decision about what to do with Mr. Pendragon, probably at the meeting of the Board of Trustees in a couple of months. In the meantime, based on what you're telling me, Mr. Pendragon will be allowed to remain in the school.
Yes. Also, for the care of Mr. Pendragon, which staff or faculty should we go to perhaps assist him with any persistent memory issues regarding, maintaining his place in his classes?
Definitely Empress Whitepaw's memory alteration is the domain of enchantment magic.
All right. That'll... Yes. And it was his cousin, Angelina, from Strixhaven, who did this.
Understood. This, I hope... well, I'd better get that investigation underway quickly so that we can clear things up with our Strixhaven people quickly. Thank you so much for your time. I'll be expecting your incident report by the end of the day.
All right.
Alright, you're dismissed.
Okay.
Alright, so anyone enough?
Okay, so yeah.
Can't explain it. They can, but they just people won't remember it.
Well, someone else can, but they won't understand. If you did, he would.
That's interesting. So the magic of this room, the memory influencing powers of the room extend
Beyond the room.
just the room, yeah.
Well, beyond just the events themselves. Like, it prevents a third party... Wait.
It prevents accidental discovery or the spreading of information that is not permitted by someone from
Yes.
So that's really powerful magic there.
And also, that gives us a route to go through with the library and the archives to find out who potentially had an issue with your great uncle at the newspaper.
It also will make discovering who has the ability to access the room a little bit easier, because if you talk to them about it, they're gonna know what's happening unless they're smart enough to
And if
trick us
we all
into-
talk about it.
Yeah, like if we talk to them about it and they know what we're talking about, they understand what we're saying, then we'll know that they know about the room already.
Or are part of that bloodline that
Right.
could.
Yeah.
We also at least know that even if I'm present, as long as I don't speak of it, they
Mhm.
won't remember it.
Yeah. So...
So it'll keep the secret still.
So obviously for our reports, that's going to be pretty easy for us to all, like, get on the same page that, like, we followed Angelina in. We don't necessarily want to tip our hand that we have someone...
We should also probably get that write-up cleared up.
The write up of you.
Not being in uniform.
That's not why you were written up. The
No.
only time you got written up was for having entered the combat situation before you had your full orientation, which was on the which you still did on the day.
But how does we get our uniform?
Well,
But
okay.
that time around, you did have your uniforms, which technically they give you after orientation, so you might be able to persuade someone to.
I feel like Clark
I-
already believed that because whenever Clark or Kala, whoever it was that came in, was like, "Oh wow, you guys got your uniforms and did your
Okay.
orientation really quickly."
Yeah, well, no. What I'm saying is I wouldn't mess with that because they are opening an independent investigation. However, that is
The case.
that is actually good evidence for our testimony that this happened is that there will be a write-up in the records that people don't remember, that supposedly the person involved in the write-up won't remember writing up. And Clark strikes me as the kind of person very likely to remember when he writes someone up.
Yeah.
So,
Well, I don't know if we'll have to prove ourselves too much. It seems like Kala kind of just trusted us at our word, so that's cool.
yes.
I mean, he did trust you as far as like launching a full investigation into it, which means you might still be like investigated for that.
Yes.
So the rest of the day happens pretty smoothly. There are lots of activities and events, the Strixhaven students that you have to sort of be there to supervise in case something dangerous happens. By the end of the day,
I'm going to ask, since Damien is the only one who can actually have a full conversation, LaRaza is the only one who can actually have a full conversation on this, that LaRaza go to the librarian and inquire about the records, because it might be a much longer and more difficult conversation if one of us tries to talk to the librarian about it.
For tricks. What would I get? What would I look for?
Well, for one, we definitely want, like, we want any sort of, like, paper trail on someone who might have had incidents with people involved with the paper.
Okay.
So, like, because the thing is if someone witnessed them do something and therefore, had an inconsistent memory and then was was unable to tell that would probably create some sort of incident in the school. So is what I'm thinking, is if there was some other party that at any point became involved in that room, it's very likely that would have created an incident, and we can potentially track that person down and figure out what was going on.
It might have created an
I'm also wondering if there's anything in the restricted section of the library hidden.
Could be, but let's do this one step at a time. Let's not get it.
that as part of the steps.
Yeah. Yeah.
all right, and you're back. Cool. So, your characters spend the rest of the day very busy. Are not able to talk to Tritz quite yet because you don't have off time. Y'all go to sleep. You get a long rest. Good time to regain all of your HP, all of your spell slots, and prepare the spell slots for the next.
I guess before going to bed, I use Find Familiar.
Yes, you can use Find Familiar because you leveled up. You can use Find Familiar before you.
For my long rest.
Yes, that's correct. Okay, LaRaza, you are woken up by a light knock on your door. When this happens, there is no sunlight coming through through your window at all. It is still deep into the night, as far as you're aware. What do you do?
Now, well, first I grab my dagger, just in case, and lightly go up to the door and try to hear or see if I see anybody or hear anybody.
So you hear, and when you look through, there seems to be a large dark shape in the corridor beyond. that doesn't have like, it seems that the corridor itself is not lit. Whoever is knocking at your door doesn't have a candle or a torch.
I guess I'd say, who's there?
Ah! It's me. It's Lazar Gaminagra.
Oh. I open the door and see what,
Okay.
and try to find out when he's so out of breath.
Yeah, you open the door. As you do so, the movement sort of like makes him
Splits him.
jump back, dropping all 9 of his monocles onto the floor, and he's like, "Oh no, my monocles!" And you see that he starts to try to look. So like one of his eyes lights up with a purple beam, and he starts to use his galactic beam to sort of like try to pick them up and put them back on his eyes, one at a time. And he's saying, "Oh, I'm so sorry. I need your help. We have a situation in the gardens, and I was asked to take care of it, but then there were ghosts, and it was scary, and I can't do it. So it's your
You're
job."
afraid of ghosts now.
Ghosts are deadly and very real, and they will possess your body and do whatever they want with it. And I am not about that.
Okay. How about
So both of you were woken up by his sudden like shout of fear, and you hear talking in the corridor. You recognize the deep, monstrous voice of something whose mouth is too wide
For its head.
to speak common in a very practical way. It's very easy to recognize the voices of Liraza and Lazar Gaminagra.
yeah.
What's going on, guys?
You scared me.
Apparently there's ghosts and ghouls out in the garden.
In the gardens, that's not unusual. We have a lot of dangerous plants in the garden, so all of the creations from the necromancy class are sent to be gardeners in the gardens. So ghosts and ghouls that are there are not the problem.
So what is the problem?
You're here too. Sorry. You see that he drops all of his monocles that he had picked up and has to start picking them up one by one. And,
Can I use prestidigitation to put them all back on?
yeah. Actually, that would be more of a mage hand thing. Prestidigitation. I don't think it says that you can move stuff. Otherwise, it would overlap with mage hand too much.
Okay.
But you have mage hand.
I guess I'll do that.
You want to help Lazar Gaminagra?
Sure.
Okay, cool. As he sees one of the monocles rising up, and because you're an arcane
Mage hands are
trickster,
invisible.
because you're an arcane trickster, your mage hand is invisible. He's like, "Oh no, there's a ghost right here, right now!"
As soon as I remember, it's like, fuck. Oh well. It's like.
He's such a sweet
I only see the night guard.
Okay. Follow me. I'll explain on the way.
This has to be one of the. This has to be one of the least intimidating beholders in the multiverse.
And he's a beholder. That's one of the like scary D&D monsters.
Yes.
Yeah.
It's like.
Come on. I guess. Well, I got my familiar, so we'll probably also set him
Yeah.
ahead.
What familiar have you conjured?
I say for now a raven. A hawk.
A hawk?
Yeah.
Sounds good. Does a hawk have night vision? You can look up the stats for a hawk.
Is a hawk in there? in your ship shifting?
For this?
It should be, but it should be in the flying section, so
Flying
not the
section.
section that she has.
I was gonna say I think it would be different anyways.
No,
Alrighty.
they're the same except that a familiar can't do attacks.
Oh,
They
okay.
use
Well,
this-
I have all of them here, even though I can't use them all.
Yeah, you can't use the flying ones quite yet.
Hawk.
No, it's just it has keen sight.
Keen sight. Okay.
Yeah, not dark.
No night vision.
So keen sight means you have advantage on perception rolls
Yeah, okay.
that have to do with sight.
You were pointing at my phone.
Yeah, okay, I'll keep it at that for now.
So, as you are walking in the corridors, accompanying Blizzard Gaminagra, he insists that all of you walk ahead, just so that if there are any unpleasant surprises, like cooler heads will be able to interact with
You
him
know what?
before him.
Just for the sake of it, like what? I'm just kind of teasing, like what happens if those come from behind?
You're right. You should stay behind me, Raza. Thank you so much.
I'll leave because I have dark vision.
Cool.
All right.
Yeah, I think mine is only low light, if we have any.
You don't have dark visions. Remember, you needed the
goggles.
the goggles of night vision.
Yes.
So your characters are have torches or candles to move around.
Well, I got my hooded lantern too, so.
Hooded lantern. Hell yes. Cool. So as you make your way towards apparently the dining hall, Blizzard Gaminagra explains. We had a group of dwarves and kobolds arrive from the Underdark through a tunnel that we have in the gardens, right? They must have made their way through the catacombs and the sewers beneath the castle. I didn't know that those tunnels connected to the Underdark, but pretty much everything connects to the Underdark if it's underground, if it's deep enough. Anyways, those dwarves come in and they say they have a shipment, but then they were fleeing undead from the Underdark, and then they dropped part of the shipment, right? I listen to everything that they say. I put them in the main hall to wait until I can fix this up. I go to the person to whom the shipment needed to be delivered, and he says he's gonna have a talk with the dwarves, and then he goes in, talks with them, and asks me specifically to go and check for the equipment. He said he didn't want the day security team to be involved, but we have apparently the undead who were following the dwarves from the Underdark are still in the garden, probably. That's a major security risk. We can't have that sort of incident while the Strixhaven students are in school, so it needs to be taken care of soon. Probably tonight, and I'm sorry, I can't be the one to do that because there's ghosts in the gardens.
Who's the who's the person that got this shipment that didn't want us
Hoover.
involved? Hoover, of course.
Hoover.
Yeah.
Of course.
He,
That's.
Suspicious.
Mm-hmm.
he's back to sleep now. But
Oh, so he basically walked into his room.
huh?
He basically walked Blizzard got to his room. Or is he still with us?
Oh, he went to bed before I went in there and decided it was not my jam.
Oh, okay.
Alright, well let's go check out these monsters. Y'all want me to change into a bug and go scout it out before you get there, or should we just...
I thought you might want to talk to the dwarves first.
Yeah, we should talk. Well, I
they're
can
good.
always send my hawk, like the hawk ahead,
Yeah.
to scope
sure.
out the area.
Okay.
Well, you can send the hawk, and you can go as something that. Yeah, you can go as like something else.
Uh-oh. getting a call and it's interrupting the whole thing.
Uh-oh.
Do you want me to
It's okay.
Well, I
cancel
don't
the
wanna-
call?
I got it.
Huh?
It
Okay.
links both devices.
I don't want to change into something before we talk to the dwarves.
All right,
I wanna
all right.
be there for that.
All right, so we'll talk. You send the.
Yeah, I'll send my hawk over
Okay.
and scope out.
Your hawk is gonna come back in a few minutes to let you know that there are things moving in the gardens they're not on the map. They're outside of the school basically, but without dark vision and any sort of lighting,
You can't tell what.
it can't really tell. There's some places that have some bioluminescent spores, but that's about it.
Hmm.
You might be able to change your familiar
To a
into
bat?
something that has dark vision, but you need to check if it uses a spell slot to do that or
I
not.
don't think so.
Um,
Because it didn't. Where is it?
okay. So, if you want to see what the dwarves look like, you can go to the Dorms and Deans drive folder. I have them in the main folder. There's okay.
It says you can't have more than one familiar at a time. If you cast a spell while you already have a familiar, you instead cause it to adopt a new form.
Right. Okay. So you would need to cast the spell again in order to get them here.
Mm.
Okay. All right. So you. Huh?
I said they're pretty badass. The dwarves.
Yep.
Okay.
I see a couple, sorry.
As you arrive, you're going to see a group of dwarves sitting around the table. They're like grimy. Their clothes are torn. They have like mud and bioluminescent spores from the Underdark covering their boots and their pants. You see that they're all like a lot of them are just like laying down either on the floor or the tables themselves, and like still recovering from what must have been a harrowing journey. As you the leader, who is this red-haired dwarf without a beard, comes over and says, "Hi, I'm Dipsy. I'm the leader of this here shipment caravan. I hear that y'all are going to recover the parts that we dropped. We're sorry about that. We didn't realize that the undead who were in the gardens were different from the undead that had been chasing us through a couple of tunnels, and we sort of panicked and dropped part of the equipment that we've been tasked with delivering here. So that's our bad. That's on us."
Can you give us a list of what we're looking for?
So there's a treasure chest and a bag that contain gears and mechanical parts for a larger contraption. We weren't given details, we were given schematics about 3.5 weeks ago, and a ton of money to bring in this to bring in all of this equipment made by the best dwarven smiths with high quality metals. It's a pretty expensive thing to have not lost but dropped, and we're sorry about that. I would rather not have put in more danger any of my sisters or our traveling companion. You see that she points to what appears to be a thin, lanky dragonborn who is leaned against a wall over to the side, wearing this very fluffy, what's it called? Fur coat. Who is just chilling there. She is staring at the Raza and Xerax. So Dipsy says, yeah, we're sorry we couldn't be more helpful, but we're not in any shape to go and do battles with dangerous plants and undead back in the place. What I can tell you is this, right? The undead that were following us were wearing heavy black armor. And they had weapons, as opposed to, we later realized the undead that take her in the garden here, who had gardening tools and no armor. So, yeah.
Alright, so we've got some. About how many do you think we're walking into right now? Like, how many do you remember seeing while you were out there?
Who work in the gardens, or who?
The ones chasing you.
The ones chasing us, there were 4 of them for sure. But we were kind of busy running. You see that she turns around and says, "Hey, girls, Bipsy, Ripsy, Mipsy," like some of them are woken up by their names. Grunk, Crunk, and Prunk. How many undead did we see following us? And you see you get like a few mumbled responses, and most of them say 3 or 4. Grunk says, "No, I was in the back, there were at least 10. And everybody is like, "Shut up, Grunk." Yeah. The Dragonborn with the red head and with the red scales and like many spikes and very lean face says there were definitely 4.
So at least.
Majority it's 4.
At least 4.
At
At
least
least
4.
Alright, well, I'm as ready as we'll ever be, I guess.
Is there any thing you can use to be able to see much more easier in the garden?
Torches, candles, lamps.
I have dark vision.
You have dark vision.
I have my hood and lantern, but I don't know if I need to be holding that into more on one hand.
Oh, you don't keep dark vision in the animal forms that don't have dark vision.
Right.
Just so you know.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yes. Alright, so...
I told you before this game started that you would be that this would be a fighting day, so you have your spells prepared for fighting, and that you know it was gonna involve plants and undead. So you have.
Actually, I believe with magical tinkering, I can make things light up.
Yes, absolutely. I think it's a somewhat limited thing, but you can definitely make it so that y'all don't need to be holding torches or...
Objects shed a bright light in a 5-foot radius and a dim light for an additional 5 feet.
So that's a 10 feet worth of lighting, not very far. On the map, that's like two squares beyond your character's square.
Mm-hmm.
I could use my mage hand too, my lantern while
Well-
I fight.
Well, yeah, 2 squares from it, yeah. That's...
Oh boy.
Zarga Minagra says, "I can show you where the entrance to the gardens are."
That will be helpful.
Mm-hmm.
So I guess we'll just stay close together around the light. So
yeah. As you're preparing to go ahead, you see the lean dragonborn that's been waiting to the side comes over and says, "Greetings, honored dragonborns. I was wondering if I could get your blessings. I'm about to. I've traveled far, and I've come here to do a difficult task, and it's always beneficial to get blessings from dragon folks."
What task are you coming here to do?
Oh, I cannot say. My employer does not want me to talk about such things, but I believe I have emerged from the Underdark in the right region. We're near Baldur's Gate, are we not?
Yes.
Okay.
I am not especially versed in most Dragonborn customs, having largely been under the tutelage of a human mage, but Laraza may be more familiar.
Personally, no, but since my family is Dragonborn, I'm guessing we do have knowledge of that.
Make a history check. All of you can make either a nature or religion check. Be careful not that makes a hell lot of a noise.
No, that's why I try to slowly put them down.
Okay. Yeah,
Yeah.
It's still recorded as a.
No. It's a 20, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
So
Natural one. 3. Okay.
Wait, history, right?
Yeah.
mm-hmm.
I'm gonna make a nature check.
Sounds good.
Oh,
Plus
I rolled
4,
a 3 too.
4, 5, 6, 7. And 7.
7.
Okay.
I mean, with mine it's a 9, but that's probably not enough.
Okay. You've not heard of dragonborns asking other dragonborns for blessing just on being like, oh yeah, it's good to ask other dragon folks. That's not something any of you have encountered before.
So it's not a particularly common.
Yeah.
It's
An
not
uncommon custom. It must be something from her clan that her clan does.
Yeah. His tone of voice seems to indicate a man, but with a sort of like a cold or something in his throat that makes it slightly higher pitched.
So it's a heat.
Yes. My name is Middle.
Middle.
Yes.
Okay. Middle. Well, I haven't.
You guys should trade
I
blessings.
don't particularly have any memory of Dragonborn asking another.
It's a simple thing to give a blessing. All you need to do is think that you're blessing me for my adventures. That's nothing complicated, nothing too formal. I
Alright.
just
Then I bless you on your adventures.
thank you. And everybody can make a perception check for me, please.
Oh joy.
17.
17.
Plus perception, you said?
Jeez, that was not roll.
I rolled a nat 20.
And
Oh.
18.
I rolled a nat 1.
Okay. You don't notice this.
I don't notice that.
But the other two, there's something weird that happens when he gives his blessing. You hear Middled say thank you, and you hear from about stomach height coming from Middled a little sound that's ooh, and coming from his knees you hear shh.
Wait.
Oh God.
It's 3 kobolds in a trench coat. It's 3 kobolds in a trench coat.
It is. I've already uploaded the image.
I saw the image earlier. I was like, oh, this is cute.
Yeah, it is cute.
When he said the middle and then the knee, it's like wait, like 3, like I was gonna say that.
It's 3 kobolds in a trench coat, not
What's a kobold?
They're like small
little
draconic
dragon.
creatures.
Yeah.
Ah.
In some places, some other view them as like canine.
Yeah, they.
It varies.
I mean, you mean in different cultures
Yeah.
in our world. Yeah. In D&D,
In
they're
little dragons.
little dragon creatures. Just like the Dragonborn, they're said to be related to the dragons, having probably been created by the same gods. Namely, if they are, if they don't have metallic hues to their scales, they would have. Legend goes that they were created by Tiamat, the evil goddess of dragons. So are generally Dragonborn considered to also have been created by the goddess of dragons. And they are smaller in size, so have to rely on the protection of larger creatures. So they have been known to worship Dragonborns and dragons.
So that's why they wanted the blessing.
Yeah, because they're big fans. They're big fans. You like they.
Tiny fans.
I'm just face palming the entire time. My character's just face palming the entire time, realizing what's going on.
Yeah.
It's like,
Rot, no idea. Rot
Rot's
didn't hear any of this, and is like, yeah, this is a very.
this is a normal.
This is a very thin
this is-
Dragonborn that sort of has a little bit of trouble moving around.
How did we not notice that?
Years of practice. Years of practice.
Oh God. It's like, oh, they must be off balance.
Why don't you ask him for a blessing back? You know, we're about to go on a battle. A blessing might help us out, bro.
I don't think the blessing has any power.
I'm just gonna whisper. It's 3 kobolds in a trench coat.
Never mind.
Oh, alright. Looks like you found us out. Yes, we are 3 kobolds in a trench coat. People will tend to attack. Are more likely to rob 3 little kobolds than a full-grown dragonborn that can breathe fire or acid or lightning. So please keep this on the down low. The dwarves still haven't noticed, despite the fact that we were running at about the same speed as they were.
How did they not notice this?
My name is Middled. Beneath me is Toppled. Beneath me is Cobottom, and at the bottom is Toppled.
So the bottom one is topple,
Yes,
and the top one is
Middled.
middle, and the middle one is
Cobottom.
cobalt. Oh God, they're not even in the right place.
What do you mean?
Never mind. Never mind.
Never mind.
Oh my gosh. Oh. This is so funny right now. It's probably going to be horrifying when we get to the garden.
They're gonna come into the garden with us.
Oh,
No.
are you from Dota?
Yes.
Oh, we passed there on the way here.
Did you see anybody wearing this mask?
No, we saw a lot of wanted poster signs and
Did you grab any?
no, we just said wanted dead or alive. The Skull Bandits.
The Skull Bandits.
Yes. It was handed over to us by gnome heavy armored gnomes. They had this sort of like weird royal crest with a crown on it, and they were just done burning a village.
Royal crest with a crown on it.
Yeah, the logo of the family of the ruling class of the kingdom that I left.
They said
Burn the village down.
They said the village had been harboring, helping those bandits, and so they burned it to the ground and took the villagers captive. And we didn't ask them any more questions because we didn't really want to be, thrown in the same lot with those villagers who may or may not have been helping bandits.
How close to the surface was this?
This was like distances are kind of hard in tunnels. I would estimate 20 kilometers if you were to burrow in a straight line the whole way through. It took us like 5 days.
5 days.
Yeah, to get here from there.
Okay.
These bandits could possibly not be actual bandits.
That's what I'm thinking. Thank you for saying something.
Yeah. Just be on the lookout because if those Dota Knights are really serious, they might try to burn this place down for helping someone with a mask like this. Although that you're way out of the frontiers of the Dota Kingdom out here, so.
Yeah, 20 kilometers is pretty far. 5 days, I don't really see them coming this far.
Unless they're really determined.
Yeah, which they would have to hear about me somehow.
But,
Anyways, thank you.
anyways.
Absolutely. It's always good to help a friend of a dragonborn.
Okay. I am ready for the tonal shift as we head into battle.
Yep.
All right.
Let's do it.
Okay, thanks. So, your characters are led by the Zargamenagra to the gardens. You are so by the time that Blazargamenagra says, "That's it, I'm not going any farther," neither of you who don't have dark vision are even seeing the edge of the garden. It's only Rot with dark vision who's able to tell. Oh yeah, like you can see the outer walls.
So do we have... You might want to get out your hooded lantern.
Yeah.
Yeah, the hooded lantern has a much better range
Yeah, because I think
for
it's.
lighting.
Let's see.
I wonder if your mage hand could hold the hooded lantern
Most likely.
and
Most likely, yes.
and put it up higher so that we get a wider range of eyesight, maybe.
I don't know how high the hand can go.
And as far as you want it to go,
Oh, okay.
it vanishes if it is ever more than 30 feet away from you.
No, so just keep it at.
So just maybe like 10
Okay,
feet
so
away.
You might have an extended range because you are arcane trickster and you get special features like the fact that it's invisible.
Okay, so it casts. Alright, it casts a 30-foot radius, then an additional 30 feet for dim light. So a total of 60.
Nice. The duration is 1 minute and it is not concentration, so you can just have the hand be somewhere. You can use your action to control the hand. So you need to spend an action to place it somewhere, to place the lantern somewhere.
Is there any?
You're not close to this part of the gardens yet.
I know.
So,
Then, okay, I guess.
Maybe
Can you see anything that I could put the lantern on? Would be out of the way.
From here, you are able to spot that the garden is surrounded by a stone wall. It has a sort of like double metal door with multiple warning signs on it, indicating that the only creatures allowed inside the garden are the undead gardeners.
Wait, can I have my hog hold it while he's flying around?
Yes.
Probably not the best idea,
No.
because hawks can't hover.
Yes,
Oh.
that's right. I mean, in D&D terms, they can, but like they're just flapping their wings and staying still. But that's not the best use of your familiar when
True.
you do have mage hand. You just
Wait.
do the same thing.
So these undead gardeners, they're there to work, right? They're like not gonna be attacking us.
That's right.
Okay.
Should we attempt to wake the necromancy professor?
It's a little too late for that, I think.
The Zargamenagra says a lot of those are actually summoned and controlled by the students, because it's the results of the necromancy class are sent here to work the gardens. They just follow some very simple rules. They will only attack to defend themselves or to defend the plants. They're here to maintain the plants, keep them alive, and they're also under orders not to attack other undead.
Big. Why?
Well, we've had incidents where an undead fell, bumped into another who perceived it as an attack, defended itself, and it sort of got out of hand because the other undead realized there was a fight and they would randomly side with one or the other until they were all fully dead and needed to be reanimated.
Gotcha.
Gotcha.
Yes.
Okay.
Alright, so they won't be much. You said the said that the undead that we're chasing were wearing black armor?
Yes, and had weapons.
And have weapons. Okay. So we can easily tell who's who. I'm working up in the lantern so it can have a better radius.
Where
of
did he
light.
say that you? Where did he say you could see? He said that you could see something, right?
I said that you could see the wall and the gate.
The one in the gate. Yeah, but do you see? With your night vision, can she see?
Beyond the gate, you can see multiple branching paths with signs that are everything else is sort of like covered in vine and foliage. The signs are well maintained. They indicate the different parts of the garden. It does look a little bit like a labyrinth, but labyrinth with good signage. The Zargamenak just says the dwarves must have exited through the sentient plants section.
Sentient plants.
Yes, that's where the sealed tunnel to the Underdark that we have is.
Okay. Well, Maraza, I recommend you carry the lantern and we go in together as a group. Since I have dark vision, I'll go first.
Okay. And it's a circle, right? That the 30-foot radius.
Yes,
Okay.
but on the map that's going to be a square.
Yeah.
On the map, it's going to be just one square.
No, it's going to be
It's gonna be a
30
Oh,
foot
right, that it's
radius.
going to be a square.
30-foot radius plus an additional 30 dim.
So it's going to be a
Dim
30
light.
by 30 square.
Oh yeah, if you put it in the center of the map, it covers everything is going to be lit up, so you'll be fine.
So about
You'll just
Nice.
need to spend one action to place it in the center, and if you want, we can have a little fire symbol to represent where you're putting it down. Okay.
What about this
okay.
eraser?
Use this eraser.
Oh, there it is.
All right.
So, as you enter, Rot first, who's second, and who's last?
We don't got to roll for initiative?
I think
No, you're not in combat. This is the sentient plant section, but you're not there yet.
I think Baraza should go second so that he's illuminating.
So I can put the lamp down for one of my actions.
Yeah, and
So I guess I'll do that. Wait, but how far is the center?
Be careful. Some of the plants are just, have a taste for
Human flesh?
flesh.
They're what?
They have some
They're
plants have a
carnivorous.
taste for flesh. Any flesh.
This sucks.
mm-hmm.
I'm ready to go in. I'm ready, guys. Let's do this.
Okay.
Take it as it comes.
Yes. We will enter carefully.
Right.
Well, since
Yes, and I'm going to. Do you have any special attributes to your weapons?
I got poison. I got a poison dagger,
Yeah, he has a magical +1 poison dagger.
and I got a cantrip that does for the fire damage too as well.
Okay, I was gonna say I can arcane in I can do arcane weapon on somebody's weapon if they want that before we go in.
It will do extra damage and counts as a magical weapon. So if you have
He does more melee.
since you can sometimes fight double two-handed, you might want your can it enchant an item that's already magical?
I don't think it says either way.
Okay, then I will allow it to be on your dagger or your short sword if you want. I think druids and artificers use their weapons less often, I think.
Yeah, and the thing is I also already have enhanced weapon on my sickle.
Okay.
So that's why I was like, I can do arcane weapon on somebody else's weapon.
Yeah.
And so we'll both have there will be two people with enhanced weapons in play, as opposed to just one.
So if we're casting spells before we go in, should I just go ahead and summon this beast?
Ooh.
You got
What's the spell?
It's summon beast. You call forth the bestial spirit. It manifests in an unoccupied space that you can see within range. This corporeal form uses this bestial spirit stat block. When you cast the spell, choose an environment, air, land, or water. The creature resembles an animal of your choice that is native to the chosen environment, which determines certain traits in its stats block. The creature disappears when it drops to 0 HP or when the spell ends. Creature is an ally to you and your companions. In combat, the creature shares your initiative count, but it takes its turn immediately after yours. It obeys your verbal commands, no action required. If you don't issue any, it takes the dodge action and uses its move to avoid danger.
Cool.
And it lasts for up to an hour. Oh, it's not concentration, so I thought it was concentration.
Oh, that's even better.
That's even better.
Yeah.
That's really good.
Because concentration, if you get
What-
hit, you lose it, right?
What do you want it to look like?
Well, I'm gonna have it be a land
Creature.
creature. How about a big ass? Ooh. Trying to think what I want it to look like.
I woke up
Okay, so maybe this is light.
Alright.
Why do all of those creepy forest playlists have songs in them?
Happy songs.
Yeah, happy songs.
So he has dark vision and passive perception, pack tactics. I'm kind of thinking it's a big ass wolf.
Ooh.
Wolves
Okay.
eat carrion, don't they?
Huh?
Wolves will eat carrion, won't they?
What's carrying?
Like dead meat.
Sure.
I'm just trying to, I want it to be an animal that will be kind of in my vein of
Oh,
rotten decay.
Yeah, lions are specifically, at least male lions are carrion eaters.
Okay, well then it's a male lion.
Does male lion have night vision too?
Well, I think that the stats just say that it has 60 feet of dark vision, so I think regardless of what I choose, it's not
Yeah, it
that.
just
Okay.
looks like that. It's
Oh,
not.
okay.
You reaching to your druidic powers, you call for something to help you. You cast a spell, and after a couple of seconds, you see something emerging from the thicket, and waiting for you on the other side of the black metal gate. You see that it is a large lion-shaped creature, but instead of a mane, it has golden petals, and it seems to be made mostly out of vines, roots, tendrils, and a lot of those golden plants. It is a dandelion.
I knew it.
But in order to stay in your theme, it also has
Fungus?
mold and fungus like growing on top of it, which it doesn't seem to be making its life worse, but it seems to be at the stage of its life where it is turning away from
How about
something.
instead of mold and fungus, it has moss?
Moss, love it. Hell yes. Can you do me a favor and find me whatever monster token looks most like a dandelion? And it might be in the
This one?
in the pocket for the player characters.
Oh, this one.
Yes.
Do you want to see the stats?
Yeah, sure.
I was gonna say this one. Ew. Rest real quick. Oh, she knows that.
Okay, and I need to remember that I used that spell slot.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's like
Oh, yeah. That's the yes, hell yes. Summon beast.
Mm-hmm. And I am also, as we're going to be trying to keep an eye out for the stuff that they told us about.
Make a thank you. Make a
Perception?
yes, perception check.
Alright. How's this? Let's see. Yeah, 12.
Okay, cool.
Yeah, no, you telling me about that actually had me change up my spell list plans.
Telling you about what?
The stuff.
Huh?
The fact that they had that they dropped stuff.
Oh yeah, that they dropped some of the stuff that they were. Okay.
Because I'm like, I need to know what that is.
Yeah, that is a it's a search and rescue operation.
Yes.
Did you find what you were going for?
No.
Okay, so everybody, please roll either perception or nature.
Again?
You've already rolled a 12, so you're good.
Okay.
Persuasion. They're both the same, so I can roll.
This should be one of our undead gardeners.
That does look like a good undead gardener.
Okay.
6 plus 2. 8.
8? Okay.
Or either one is the same thing.
If that was your perception, you can also try to roll nature.
I rolled 16 plus 4 for nature, so 20.
17 for nature plus 2, 19.
Okay, so both of you.
I'll also roll for nature.
Sounds good.
Because I get a bonus to that.
Yes.
And that was a 3, so never mind. I am distracted.
What is the walking order now that Dandelion is here?
He goes right after me. He comes right after me.
And you're first, so he's second place. And who's last?
I think I'm last.
Yeah, I'll go
Wait,
third then.
I think he should go first. We should put Dandelion first. But whenever it comes to initiation or initiative,
Yeah.
he's right behind me.
Okay. You see that Dandelion seems to follow your commands, follows the path that you indicate, and as you go along, you see that there will be moments when it stops. What pronouns do you want me to use for Dandelion?
It's a he. Remember
okay.
male lion?
Sounds good.
To consume carrion. Which one? You think this one?
Oh, yeah.
It looks so poofy.
So cool.
I had
No, it's a Chinese dragon dog, I think it's called.
Okay.
The foo dog.
It's a food dog, yeah.
Oh,
Oh wait, which one did you use the Arcana thing on? And whose weapon?
there's gonna be a
So you have the poison dagger and like a regular weapon, right?
Yeah.
I used it on your regular weapon.
Oh, okay, so a short sword.
And,
Yeah, so you
what,
can have an effect on both weapons.
what damage are you putting on there?
Let's see.
What damage type? So it does an extra 1d6 of
Yes, but
an
of a
elemental type of damage.
specific type.
Since it's already enchanted, I can't use the green flame spell on it.
Yes, you can.
I
For
can?
sure. For sure. Cool. As you are in one of those narrow passages between two alleys of plants, you see that the plants have been carefully trimmed to allow for passage, but are also but the space is being very efficiently used in this garden. So the paths are pretty narrow. Only one of you can go at a time. Then
I'm gonna go with acid.
Oh,
because
sounds good.
because fire sounds a bit too dangerous around plants.
And you're carrying the light, yes?
No, I'm in the back, so
I'll be carrying the light.
Okay.
Via
you're
mage
using
hand.
mage hand? Like it's
Yeah.
outside of combat, using an action to move the lantern is like never a big deal. And if you send it forward ahead of time every time, then you won't need to spend an action when you're entering combat. So
I guess I'll be doing that.
okay, cool.
I'll be moving it as we walk.
Nice.
So the lantern's in front of us, so we can actually catch it in time if anything pops out.
So, as you are moving through here, you enter the fungi section. As you do so, Rod, you are able to see particular species of fungus that don't react at all to dandelion passing, but you are able to recognize those as violet fungus, which are known to disguise themselves as other as other mushrooms, although not always super efficient. You're able to those creatures are native to the Underdark, so you are able to recognize them on time. The Raza, you notice a type of violet fungus known as a shrieker, which is up ahead. Both of those things will eat human meat and dragonborn and gnome meat. As this you you know that shriekers were a bioengineered creature created by the psychics, the psychic creatures known as mind flayers. They're basically Fin Cthulhu squid people, right? Yeah. And they're using they use shriekers as a method of raising alarms when their places are being invaded. The light that you have shining is it's the what's it called? It's the hooded lantern, right? So it only directs light in a very specific direction. I want you to roll a luck check to see if any of that light has touched the shrieker.
Oh no.
And 8.
All right. You don't have a luck stat. So a beam of light passes through the shrieker. This is what they look like. Violet fungus is this. The shrieker is this.
Is the shrieker
Oh,
Churcher's
it looks
name?
like a morel with tentacles.
Yes.
Oh dear.
The fungus and the shrieker. All right.
I am prepared to take
as-
a lot of sonic damage.
As the light touches it, the shrieker emits a shriek audible within 300 feet of it.
Ooh.
The shrieker continues to shriek until the disturbance moves out of range and for a certain amount of turns afterwards. So, you are just walking around through the fungi section when immediately you hear. Nothing else seems to happen. Violet fungus is known to attack, but you managed to not get into range of it. What do your characters do?
Means we try to shut the
Are we-
shrieker up.
Are we in battle? I want to just tell my dandelion to maul the shriekers.
Okay. Cool. I think the dandelion is going to be able to make short work of it. This creature has an AC of 5 and 13 HP, so it only takes a couple of turns to silence the shrieker.
Okay.
As you do so, you see multiple gardening undead
Oh no.
turning
I
around.
forgot that they're gonna
And
protect the plant.
They see
Oh no.
They see Dandelion standing there with like a large chunk of shrieker in its mouth. They spot you. There's one coming up in this alley of plants behind you, and you're in the back, and you just feel a light tap on your shoulder as this skeleton tries to politely move you out of the way so that it can do its work. So right now, none of you are targets, but Dandelion is about to enter combat. So, we've got
Sorry, guys.
we have 4 skeletons. You can choose to get involved or not get involved, or leave all of this to Dandelion.
We just have Dandelion fleeing ahead of us.
Can
They'll chase
dandelion
it.
run away?
Right now, Dandelion is surrounded on both sides, and in D&D 5th edition, you cannot run through enemy squares. It is possible for Dandelion to try to climb through the thick hedge walls, but I'm gonna say that's a difficulty 15 athletics check to get out of there.
We'll leave that up to you.
That's
your pet.
If you don't have the skill, it can be a strength check. Let's roll for initiatives. Zombies. Those creatures versus your
Well,
dandelion.
I'm probably I'm literally in the worst place to apply a potion to Dandelion. Never mind.
I mean, I can always use my mage hand to help you apply to it.
It's holding the hooded lantern right
I
now.
think that like we shouldn't get rid of any of our spell slots to save Dandelion.
Well, it wouldn't be a
because-
spell. It wouldn't be it wouldn't be a spell slot because it's my
Cantrip.
experimental elixir is what I was
Yeah.
I was considering because I'd rolled it earlier and gotten the one that makes things go fast.
Ooh, nice. I would give Dandelion advantage on that athletics check to run away.
But yeah, I'm literally in the worst spot to do that
Very
because
bad.
I'm opposite in the line from Dandelion.
Yeah, but what you need to be in? Oh yeah, administering a potion. You need to be in the same spot. So, who wants to do something for this fight? You gotta call it before you roll initiative.
I mean, we're not being targeted.
I would say send Dandelion away. That will put us at a tactical disadvantage, but it will not get us into a fight with the regular undead here, which
Because
will
they'll
be
be
a.
continuing to try and get Dandelion.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so I think I am just gonna order Dandelion to try and climb the hedge.
Roll initiative for me, please. Karen, are you letting the polite undead pass through your square?
Yeah, I'm going to.
Same. Just let him go right through.
Okay.
Yeah, yeah. I'm not going to provoke the undead.
Okay.
So what? How do I know what's the for athletics? What's the?
So if it's not written on the character sheet, which I believe it's not, then it's just a strength roll. I need you to roll initiative first.
Oh, okay. I rolled 14 for initiative.
Okay. The undead of this place are going to go first. There's one on either side of the line. I rolled a natural 1 and a 15 plus 3 is 18. I think the 18 is gonna hit. Correct me if I'm wrong.
What's the armor class?
Yes.
Yes. My armor class is 13.
In this case, you are hit for 6 points of piercing damage.
I have 30 hit points. So
Yeah, that's pretty.
Ooh, that's half.
No,
Six,
that's a
24.
fifth.
Oh, you said 6.
Yes.
Oh, I heard 16 for some reason.
Yeah.
So we're at 24 now.
Okay. Now you get to make your athletics check. It's a difficulty 15, but you have advantage. You roll plus strength.
Plus strength.
Yes.
Come on, baby. 8.
You have advantage, so,
So
you're
I can
rolling
roll
2
again.
dice.
20
Nice.
plus 4.
Nice, excellent. The natural 20 is always a success. So the dandelion makes its way up the shrubbery, damaging it even more along the way, and is then going to do its best to basically like stay on top of the walls, but the skeletons with like the longest like garden hose and like equipment will still be able to reach him. So Dandelion sort of has to like either leave the garden or sort of just be running around the area where you are on top of the basically like walls.
And
Sorry.
the undead gardeners are gonna follow us.
They're gonna follow Dandelion.
Wait, so is
This
it?
might be potentially a good thing though, because we might be able to trick one of the monsters into damaging some plants and sicking the undead gardeners on them.
Potentially,
Is-
or it's just gonna be Benny Hill music.
Nah.
Okay, good thing.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. Okay, so no tonal shift yet. It's. We're still playing this one for comedy.
I think I'm gonna keep Dandelion with us. What do you guys think? Should I keep him with us?
So he's following us. He's running around following us.
Yeah.
Running around the.
The top of the hill.
The perimeter.
Okay.
Oh, wait,
Yes. So yeah, we see a lion just running around in circles above the thing.
And various skeletons and undead
Yeah.
trying to whack at it.
In the background, you hear. Oh my God! What was that shriek? Was it a ghost? I told you there were ghosts. In response to the shrieker awakening. So, I want everyone to make perception checks. You'll, yeah.
Well, I didn't do any good on that one.
Okay.
Unless it's really obvious. I don't think a 4 perceives anything.
Is it perception?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Ooh, I rolled a 4
12.
as well.
Okay.
I rolled a 2 and
12?
I have 2.
Yeah.
All right.
I rolled a 4 and I have 0.
Roll for
perception.
dandelion, please.
Dandelion?
Yeah, dandelion.
Come on, Dandelion. Be
Get a
smart.
20.
Oh, he rolled a 19.
19, excellent. So dandelion is the only one who notices. All of you sort of just assume that the clanking noises that are coming from behind Xaris are more of the gardener skeletons. But in the last moment before the heavily armored skeleton in black armor and with a great axe strikes down at Xaris, Dandelion is able to roar in your direction, making you jump, look around, and you are not surprised by the skeleton. So I don't have advantage on trying to cleave you in half.
Oh, nice.
12 plus 4, that's 16 to hit.
My armor class is 13, so yes, it hits.
Okay, that hits.
Do I get an attack of opportunity?
Not unless you have a special feature that says that you can attack of opportunity when something surprises you.
I don't believe so, no.
Okay. You take 8 points of piercing damage.
That's...
Alright, now everyone except Dandelion roll initiative. Yes?
Initiative. Oh, yay, I got 2.
You can use your reaction on your
4.
on your turn for your
That's 6.
scores on the surprise turn, but unfortunately that it has to be within 2 people between you. It has to be within 15 feet of you because you're at the front.
Okay.
It's only 10 feet.
I thought it was 10 feet.
Then you're not able to do that on that turn.
Wait, but that wasn't what I was raising my hand for. On my bestial spirit here, Dandelion has a passive perception?
Yes.
I'm not sure what that means.
Everybody has a passive perception, which is the difficulty that I roll stealth against when I want to surprise you and not tell you, and not put you on your guard by telling you to roll perception,
Gotcha.
right? But it's always more fun to be like, roll for perception, and if nobody succeeds, for me to be like, okay, you don't see anything.
It's like, what the hell?
Yeah.
Kind of like with the orb.
Huh?
Kind of like what happened with the orb.
Can you whack at it with?
Kind of like what happened with the orb of annihilation.
Yes, I believe so. I don't remember the details. Okay, everybody, roll initiative. I got a.
I already rolled initiative.
Okay, how much did you get? Yeah, anyone who gets above 17, let me know.
No.
No.
Before.
Nope.
Alright, so the skeleton is gonna act first. Once again, trying to attack Zares. I rolled a 11, so that's not gonna hit you. What are the initiatives following up on that?
Well, I had a 4, so I'm no win.
I had a 2.
I had 11.
Okay, you're first.
Always.
Once again, Rod always first to strike. What you do?
So we're facing the
There's just one.
armored, just one
Yeah.
armored dude.
Mm-hmm.
Should I send Dandelion to attack you guys?
If we so Dandelion is occupied like running around, right?
Yeah.
So you can attack.
Yeah. If you want to disengage and run as a party, then we can add your characters to the Benny Hill montage, or you can fight it right here and there.
Well, that would be more Scooby-Doo montage.
Yes, that's true.
Well, everybody's just running around.
Yes.
Yeah.
So this monster is still closest to
Just
its
ours.
concentration. I guess I'm gonna. Yes. Guess I'm gonna cast a spell.
Okay.
The spell. Oh no, I shouldn't do this.
What?
The spell is called Wither and Bloom.
What does that do?
You invoke both life and death upon a 10-foot radius sphere. Each creature that you choose in that area must make a Constitution saving throw or take 2d6 necrotic damage, or half as much on a successful one. But non-magical vegetation in the area withers. But
Oh, no.
No.
Yeah, if you do that, the gardeners are not gonna be too happy about
We're
it.
Right.
gonna start chasing you.
right. So we're not gonna do that.
Damn,
What
I
was the
can't.
other option? To disengage and join the montage?
And run, basically.
And run.
I'm down for that.
Okay. You can hold if you want, you can hold your turn, see what the others are doing, if they're fighting or running, and then decide from there.
Okay, yeah, I'd like to hold
How
my turn.
fast is the?
You don't know? Xaris, I believe it's you next.
Or I could.
No, it's...
No, it's me.
yeah.
We're gonna pour.
Raza's next.
We're all still in a narrow pathway, single
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
single line,
Yes.
so it won't be beneficial to start a fight there.
I mean, like, both of you still have ranged weapons, right?
True.
There's always
True.
that.
Should I do this? Should I just run as well?
Are you within range to attack it?
I mean,
I
could
got my
you-
ring. I got my short bow that I can use. Wait, the green flame.
Wait! Oh, I should
I
have.
don't
Green,
know, it's-
green
it's a sword
flame
only.
blade needs
It's
you
only
to
swords.
attack in melee range before
Yeah.
it can jump to something else.
That's what I'm gonna say. I could probably just use this guy's self to trick the skeleton to thinking I'm what it is.
That doesn't really change your nature, and undead can sort of like detect when other things are actually undead or not.
Oh, okay. Like I said, I still feel like we're in a bad position to fight. So, I guess I'll join the running montage.
Okay. Xaris, do you want to disengage and move? Or, you can basically the whole party can flee if you are able to use your action to dash instead of disengaging. Then the creature will have to dash to follow up with you, if it even has enough speed to do so.
I mean, Yes. I think I will do the dash because. Oh wait.
Okay. Just for
That's me.
just for the two of you.
I was trying to look up the effects of the. Let's see, because I think I forgot whether or not it includes a dash, but I believe you can on the.
You mean the potion?
Yes.
The potion would give you an extra 10 feet of movement, which should be enough if you disengage to at the very least get away from the force the enemy creature to dash just to catch up with you, which means it won't have its attack.
Okay.
Okay, cool.
Yeah. So I'm.
Okay.
Chug it.
Yeah. So you are running in the opposite direction. So just a few things are going to happen. Basically, this is a heavily concealed area. You can either try to outrun it, which is going to be a group athletics check, where the difficulty is going to be whatever I roll on my athletics, or you can try to hide. Pretty easy as well. You will have to do a group stealth check against the perception of this skeleton.
Can I use my run and use my illusion to have the skeleton run past me?
Oh hell yes! You can in fact use minor illusion. I would give all of you advantage on stealth if you use that to basically create a sort of like a small but a small wall that can conceal all of you much better. A small wall made out of vegetation.
Okay, so I'll try that if we're all in the same.
Are we hiding dandelion too?
Dandelions are like is too far to be like is not in this format basically.
Dang it. Dandelion's just useless now.
So
Yeah, but at least he's keeping all the
Wait.
garner.
Can.
Yeah.
Well, later. I have an idea. Let's focus on being stealthy right
so
now.
we're being stealthy right now.
alright. Before that, I just want to say one more thing. You are stepping into the area of the violet fungus because you're heading away. You're heading in the same direction you're going, fleeing from what came behind you. So, because you're the first, because you're first in line, as you're running away, you're the one who gets in range of the violet fungus. So, you're going to take 2 violet fungus attacks. I rolled a 6 and a 21, so I think the 21 is going to hit, and it does 5, 12 necrotic damage. I don't think you have resistance to necrotic damage from the it doesn't have any attacks left for when the rest of you go in front. Now, I'm going to ask that all of you roll for stealth, and all of you have advantage, so roll 2d20s, keep the better one. You need at least 2 of you to pass the
Ooh, nice.
You need at least 2 of you to pass the difficulty of the skeleton, and the skeleton rolled 3d4.
I rolled a
Okay.
nat 20.
Nat 20.
My
I-
highest one is a 15.
I rolled an 18.
Man,
Alright, okay. I rolled a total of a 16, which means that 2 of you have successfully passed.
plus 6, because we're rolling the stealth, right?
Yes, plus 6.
Yeah,
So
15 plus 6.
okay, cool. So all 3 of you are able to like hide perfectly, blend in with this maze of flowers and plants. The skeleton runs right past you.
Into the violet fungus.
In fact, he does head into a bunch of vines that immediately tear it apart, armor and all, and you hear strange munching and acid noises as different bones are being taken up into this.
Venomous flashlight?
Well,
Maybe we should go that way.
I suggest we go the other way.
You keep heading towards the sentient plants section. Yes.
Okay, so let's see. Healing. How much health does healing word restore?
2d4 plus 2.
2d4 plus 2? Yeah, I'm gonna do that on Rot because I always have it.
Okay, yeah.
And because Rot took like 12 points of damage, and that's quite a bit. So 2, 4, so that's 6 plus another 2, which is 8.
You get 8 back?
Yes, you got 8
Nice.
back.
So I'm at 22.
Yes, yes.
Wait, right? 15
Mhm.
plus 8, 23.
23. Yes.
Yes. Okay, so
Yay,
I got.
thank you. Oh yeah, and I used the spell slot too.
Alright.
Okay.
As you walk through more of the garden, you're going to come across the different gardeners, a lot of which are like their flesh hasn't rotten away, but instead has had vines and different plants growing on it, giving them a very herbal aesthetic. This is the stat block that I'm using for them. It's a twig blight.
So that's how they look like.
Yeah, a lot of them. Some of them are more recent, and you can tell because they don't have a lot of vegetation growing on them.
And that's just a garden necromance.
All of them are the result of the necromancy class. It's just that some of them are from more recent classes. Alright.
Looks like Groot.
Huh?
It looks like Groot.
Yeah, they look a little bit like Groot, except you can see bones coming out of different places. You keep going, sending the lantern up ahead of you every time. You are able. Dandelion pulls a similar trick of hiding for long enough that the gardeners no longer pay attention to it, and Dandelion is able to rejoin with the rest of the party as you arrive to this bank.
Oh, joy. Is that actually a flump?
No.
Oh, damn it.
Oh, that's a really cool little line for Dandelion. All right.
That's a 2.
Yes, that's why I was like, it's so fluffy.
You said I could send the hand 30 feet ahead, right?
Yeah, you can send it 30 feet ahead. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. You can send it to here or anywhere on here.
Let's say right here, a little bit away from the other enemy.
Okay, cool. And then it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 9, 10, 11, 12. It lights up all the way to here, so you don't actually see the what's in the very back here.
But we can vaguely see silhouettes
uh,
of it, I'm guessing.
You basically see the shapes of everything that are in front of it. You just don't have any idea what's all the way in the back over there. So what's happening is that all of your characters enter through this place. Okay, there are a number of undead, of the humanoid creatures that are in darker shapes, darker colors are undead. None of them are wearing any black armor. You spot a couple of other creatures. These little things are violet fungus. So they will attack you if you come too close to them.
How close is it?
Huh?
What's their range?
It's a melee range.
Oh, okay, so in
They
the
have
same
to
block?
be with
Yeah.
10 feet.
Oh, okay. So it's fine if we pass right next to the block, but not through the block?
Yes.
Okay.
So this thing is also going to count as a
Violet?
violet fungus. You can't get into any one of its adjacent blocks, or it will attack you.
Okay, so all right.
So we're just outside of it right now.
Yeah.
Yes. And let's see. This one is actually
So all of them are gardeners.
As far as we can tell, none of them are wearing black armor.
So are they all? Can I do some sort of check so that we know that like everything that's in the field? Or are you about to tell us all?
From what he said, the gardeners are basically have some type of wood or vine on them.
all of them. None of them have the black heavy armor. None of them have weapons. All they have are gardening tools.
Okay. I am.
And the rest of those creatures, this are they are myconids. They're basically sentient mushroom creatures.
Wait, since there's light, can I...
But they seem to be stuck in the place where they are growing. So it's this, and this creatures. There's 3 of them.
So essentially, what you're saying is
could my
that
familiar be seeing
we're not in any
even
danger right
in
now.
a bird's eye view since there's a little bit more light there?
Yes, but the light still.
Except from
Okay, so
this.
your familiar is able to see that there is a massive bush-like creature that's with vines that slowly move. That is right here, but can't like make out the your objective or the tunnel. So yeah.
But wait, I thought we came out here, so it seems like we're not in any danger because there's not any black armor. So I don't think that we should go and try and fight that thing until we see, because isn't our point here to try and beat the undead in the black armor?
And
to recover.
find the stuff. So I'm
find the stuff.
Is there any stuff here?
I have dark vision.
Not within the range of light that you have.
So are we technically in combat right now? Can I just be like, okay, I've got dark vision. Can I walk up until
Yeah,
I'm
for sure.
close enough to see what's around there?
For sure. If you just to let you know, if you move in too like far enough to trigger something, and the rest of the characters still have their figurines at
back
the
there.
entrance, that's where we start combat.
But
I guess we'll just follow right behind her just to
Okay.
stay as a
But-
group.
are any of these things going to be harmful to us right now?
Well, the violet fungus definitely attacking on
Right.
sight. You can roll from nature for the myconids.
I'm rolling for nature for the icon.
I will also do that because I have a bonus for that. I rolled 10.
an 8.
8 and 10.
Sure, with a +2. So
8 with your bonus?
Yeah.
Oh.
I got a
Not
7.
not good. Not good.
Not good.
Hmm?
Did we
I got a
learn
7.
anything?
Okay. You have no idea.
Okay.
I figured. Most of these are 12 or higher, so.
Okay, yeah. Do you guys want to do that? You want to just see if we can like make our way through this labyrinth of
Figurines.
figurines?
Yes.
We'll follow close behind.
Okay. So as you do, you see that the different gardeners are tending to plants. They're shoveling and making room for new plants to be added. Really just minding their own businesses. Not. I would like for you to move your token,
Figurine in the
and
way
the
I'm going.
and the rest will follow in sort of formation, right? So if you're here,
Not a single file line.
I mean, you can do a single file line if you want.
I feel like we should
Somewhat
do
of a single file,
line.
just close enough. Single file when we're near the violets, just enough to trigger it.
Yeah. Let's.
So, like,
we're
So-
If you move here, we would have Dandelion next,
Mhm.
and then La Rosa followed by Xaris, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so you're not. So that's the position we'll be at. right
Wait,
here.
let's go forward. I want to move. Let's move next to your fire.
Okay.
And then can you move your fire?
Yeah, for sure.
And then maybe we'll be able to see what's happening. Like you guys all come
Unless
up
I
with
can move
me.
in close enough to show the creature over there.
Yeah.
I need everybody to make a perception check, please.
Let this actually be good.
Well-
14.
3
Okay.
plus 2, 5.
This is
Okay.
for perception?
Yes. And you're gonna roll for Dandelion too.
Okay, I rolled a 14 for me. Dandelion rolled a 7.
Okay. You see the myconid sort of like shake itself. Golden spores are falling out of it. Very similar color to your own personal spores. As it
That's not
does, as it does so, it turns and says, "Hello." All of you hear that voice in your head. As you breathe in the spores, its telepathic ability is activated, and you are able to understand and communicate with it. And as this happens, you hear "hello, hello" coming from those two myconids over there.
Oh, cool. So we can talk to them.
While we're in range?
Or it's telepathic, so. Okay, I'm just gonna tell them that we mean them no harm, and that we had someone reported that there were enemy undead warriors in the gardens, and so we were coming to try and get rid of the undead warriors and retrieve some lost packages that were dropped.
Yes. Good luck. Anything we can do to help?
Have you seen the dropped packages or the enemy undead?
So, points to over here where you see right in front of basically like a secret door in this thing. You see a chest and a bag that is now illuminated by the fire.
What's that thing right in front of us?
This is a table. This is a large table.
Do we know
It
what
looks
the
like
chest
there's
is?
something under the table.
So, also you notice this very large thing. It's a big shambling mound. It seems to be very docile. Usually shambling mounds can be pretty deadly, but this one doesn't have the usual red fungus on top of its head that sort of like drives shambling mounds to be dangerous.
Okay.
So it seems to be docile. A very dangerous creature if it gets attacked, but if it doesn't, just chill.
So I want to ask the Myconids, can you like send a telepathic message to the shambling mound that we mean it no harm and that we just want to retrieve the junk that's in front of it?
Yes. Hey, Bob. Don't eat the humans.
Not
She says okay.
cool. Thanks. Let's go, guys.
You keep moving forward.
Yeah.
Okay.
We're going to be cautious of all the.
So this thing right here, you can't really get in range, so you have to go over this way, right?
Right.
as you get to here, so
Just wait tomorrow. We're gonna be part of
uh,
Fungal Hive Mind.
sorry. Before you get there, you're following Rot. The Raza. Give me 1 second to reevaluate what I'm about to say. Yes. The Raza, you look at this. I'm gonna need everybody to make another perception check. That's what I'm gonna need.
Let's just.
I
Oh, God.
don't like this one.
Nice.
I don't like this one.
I
got
rolled
an
an 18 with modifier of 2, so 20.
20, hell yes.
Dirty 20.
Okay. What else did we roll?
8.
8?
I completely ignored it. I rolled a 1.
Okay, got it. So,
And when-
Rot, you're going to notice two important things.
Okay.
This undead right here has a little pendant around its neck.
An hourglass pendant.
Yeah, a little black hourglass pendant.
Ooh.
I was gonna send a letter to my family for that.
That's the first thing that you notice. The other thing that you notice as you get close to this table is this little thing right here. You see a pile of weapons and black armor that was just dropped there.
Oh
and,
boy.
And now everybody roll for initiative because turns out you are surrounded.
What?
Why?
20!
Nice. Okay.
18.
You're definitely going first.
You guys, I rolled a 4.
Congratulations! It's your first time not being the first one in the initiative order. Okay,
It's the
so
first
New
time
day.
being first!
LaRaza, you're at 20 plus. Very good. Okay.
Yeah, because
The-
initiative 22. So.
Your enemies, the skeletons. Ooh, 19. Hell yes. Plus 2, that's 21. So they are.
So yeah, I got a 22 with my initiative.
Okay, got it. 22, they're 21. Cool. What else did we get?
18.
Alright. 18 Xaris. And Rot?
I rolled a 4.
Alright.
Oh wait, plus initiative?
Yes.
I'm sorry. Where is that?
Uh,
Oh yeah, it's a 4. I have 0 for
Okay,
initiative.
got it. Cool. Naraza, as Rot warns all of you that you are actually surrounded, it is your turn. What would you like to do?
Well, I can't get in range with the skeleton. That's right next to the violet. No,
Do you
Is
have
it-
any range attacks?
I got my short bow, and that's basically it. Unless I can use a green flame blade, but that's a melee. That's a melee one, and it has to be within 5 feet in order for it to jump or something.
Oh,
Wait.
I just want to let you know. Because you rolled a natural 20 on your perception check, only 4 weapons and 4 sets of armor.
Okay, so we're only facing 4.
There are more than 4 skeletons on the map right now.
Oh, so one of them is the.
Oh.
So if we attack the wrong one.
Yeah, some of them are gardeners. There's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So 2 of them.
Can I hold my action?
Can we let them
Wait,
do
no,
first?
You can hold your action.
Why don't you have mine attack one of the fungus?
Attack the fungus?
Because it's a plant, and the gardeners would chase him.
Oh, you are
So
smart.
it would leave us. They would get out of the way.
And then I could tell them to go climb the hedge, and then the gardeners will be out of the
Wait, do you
picture.
still have your hawk?
I still have my hawk.
Familiars can't do attacks.
Oh, can't do
Yeah,
attack.
they can't.
So whose turn is it then?
But
It's Laraza's turn right now.
as I'm trying to see if I can hold my action.
Okay.
Yeah,
Just to,
yeah.
and to have her have lion or what? Yeah.
Dandelion.
Dandelion. Does it have to be kind that they attack, or can it attack a?
So the zombies are gonna, the undead's gonna have a chance to attack before Dandelion has a chance to,
True.
because I'm last, and then
Yeah, but we
Is
don't
there-
we
is there
don't
a
know
way to
which
tell
ones are
which-
which.
yeah.
Is there to which is a gardener? Which are the enemies?
Or if you're taking your turn now, I can make you make a perception check to try to figure that one out.
Should we do that?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'll do that, and I'll try to. I use that.
Alright. So that's going to be a free action.
Free what?
Free action.
Free action. So roll
Just roll a d20.
7
Okay.
plus perception 8.
Okay. So you can't tell which ones are gardeners and which ones are not.
Okay. Tell. I don't want to attack the wrong enemy. You know what?
Holding is probably best.
Yeah, I'll hold. See if any of the enemies actually move towards us.
Okay. Cool. So, when they know they have been spotted, this one is going to move 1, 2, 3 towards you. This one is going to move 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. This one is going to move 1, 2, jump on the table, 3, 4. This one is going to move 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
So the one with the pendant is the gardener.
Yeah, this one is a gardener.
Okay, because I was gonna say I want that.
This one didn't move basically, and
So
this
all 4 already moved.
and this one also did not move.
Oh, so that one could
So
also
it's-
be a gardener.
So it's these 2, this one, and this one that moved, right?
Yeah.
So
Okay.
those are the 4 enemies.
Yes, and 2 of them are going to be within range of you.
That's right. You can use your reaction if you want to damage them with your
Heck yeah,
spores.
I want to damage them with my spores. I need to write this down somewhere on my sheet so I don't have to keep opening it up every time.
Yeah, that's unfortunately there's so many abilities that rely on like large swaths of text.
Yeah.
Generally, this is around the level where I would print basically all of your class and subclass abilities, and I think I'll try to remember to do that for next time.
Oh dang, I got more spells
Yes.
from my circle and I didn't know about them until just now. Okay, so I need to roll a d4. Is it gonna hit both of them?
I believe it's just one.
Just one.
Yeah.
I mean, shouldn't both of those right up there? Because it would be all the squares around her, right?
What does it say?
I'm surrounded by necrotic spores. When a creature you can see moves into a space within 10 feet or
Yes.
starts its turn there, I can use a reaction to deal 1d4 unless it succeeds on a constitution saving throw.
Alright. So that's the thing, right? When one creature enters one reaction against spell.
It says when a creature.
Yes.
It doesn't say
A
which
single.
one.
So you use your reaction to do your damage to one creature. What's your spell safety? Oh, I rolled a natural one. You're gonna do double damage on this one.
Okay. I got 4.
Okay. So that's 8 points of damage to this skeleton. Cool. It is looking pretty rough. Okay. You said 8. Okay. Cool. All right. So Two of them are going to attack rocks. That is a +4, so that's a 13 and a 16. What's your armor class?
13.
Wait, are we going out of order? I think we are.
No, the skeletons act right after the Luraza, and
Wait,
Luraza.
no.
Yeah,
because
because I held my
Dandelion
action.
acts right after me.
Dandelion acts right after you.
Right after
Yes,
me. And
but there's another person there. Me.
Yeah, Xaris, you acted 18. They rolled a 21 on their initiatives.
Okay.
It's their turn right now.
Okay.
Okay. Okay.
So you're gonna be hit by two of those attacks. So the first one is going to deal. That's gonna be 13 points of damage on the first attack.
Mm.
And the second attack is going to do 7 plus 2. That is going to be 9 points of damage.
I have 1 hit point left, guys.
Okay.
Oh boy.
Alright. The other two. So I'm gonna do one attack on Luraza. What's your armor class?
13.
Okay, I hit. You take 8 points of piercing damage from a short sword. And Xaris, I rolled a 20 to hit. I imagine that hits.
Oh yeah, that definitely hits.
Cool.
You said 8, right?
You take 11 points of damage. Yes, you got 8 points of damage.
Okay, so I am down to 5 hit points.
13. Fine.
Wow. This is not looking good. This is not looking good.
I rolled once. I rolled really well on my attacks.
You said my short sword has acid, right?
Not
Yes.
great timing
Okay.
for it.
Okay. Luraza, you were delaying your turn. It is now your turn.
Okay, then what?
Yes.
Ooh.
Isn't it my turn?
Nope. Because he delayed his action to be able to act after the skeletons.
Oh.
So if I activate my poison dagger, that's an action.
Yes, that does. You should have. Normally, you should say that you do that before it's your turn. I will a bit before combat starts because it lasts
okay.
for 1 minute.
Okay.
I will allow you to say that you activated it.
Okay, that's the one thing that always confused me.
Yeah. So, can I have the bag that has all of the character? Thank you. I'm gonna need you to place your familiar falcon on the
map.
On the map. Yes. Let me find if I can find a falcon like. If it's a little bird, then yeah, for sure. It's just a goblin that made its way in here.
There is a goblin in there, I'm sorry.
Okay. I've got a bat. Oh, there we go. Little falcon. Yes. Okay, cool. So, as a free action, you can ask your familiar to move around and do some stuff, including, if you want, giving you the help action on one of your 2 attacks.
Oh, like distract one of them. Amber Alert.
Is it?
Alright, I guess I'll have him distract the closest enemy to me.
That's going to be this one, the one who attacked you. Okay, cool. So, the first attack that you do is going to be at advantage.
So I will hit him with the short sword.
Okay. Cool. Make your attack roll.
It's at which one is it again?
It's a D20.
D20.
For everything that isn't damage.
12.
12 plus your attack.
12 plus attack. 4.
Okay. So that's 16 that hits.
3.
Go ahead and roll your damage. This is with your weapon that does extra acid damage. Yes.
Yes.
Okay.
So you have an additional 1d6 acid.
All right.
So 1d6.
Mhm.
I roll both.
And this is your sneak attack. So you add an extra 2d6. Carrie, could you do me a favor real quick and check if...
So I'm rolling 3d6.
So,
You
the weapon's damage for the short sword is 1d6 plus 2. Okay.
Oh, okay.
Then you have two extra for the sneak attack damage, so 3d6 plus 1d6 acid. So he's gonna give you his 1d6 acid.
Okay. So the attack. It's a 4.
Mm,
Right?
No, you don't roll the d4 for this. That's
Oh.
for the dagger.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So just roll these.
Yep.
6,
and
8.
you gotta grab an extra one. So re-roll one of those.
And
8 and 2, so that's 10. And the acid damage counts as double. Who knew that skeletons would be like? You see that it starts to fall apart. So you've done 12 damage to the Raza monster.
so can I bonus action swing with the dagger?
For sure. Okay, so go ahead and make your second attack roll.
Okay, another d4 plus 3. Is it a 5? It's a 5.
So no, you're rolling a d20 to see
Oh,
if
d20.
you hit.
Oh, okay.
Oh, actually, hold on. We didn't count the plus 2. The one in front of you is dead.
Oh, okay.
So removed from the field. You're gonna need to move to attack another one of them.
And it's this one, and this one.
Yes, that's correct.
So I'm still. Can I try to disengage, hide, to sneak behind one of the enemies?
So you don't need to disengage. If you want, you can hide under the table as your bonus action. 1, 2, 3 here, and you can make a stealth check against, or rather probably like.
I'm gonna cast minor illusion.
Well, that would take your action, which you've
okay.
already used.
Oh, okay.
Where would you go that this one wouldn't have line of sight on you? Probably some place like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Because here you'd be under that table right here and protected from all of them.
And I wouldn't have to roll a stealth, or would I still have to roll a stealth?
Yes. The thing is, stealth usually what it does is it gives you advantage on your next attack.
Oh, okay. So roll for stealth.
Yep. Their passive perception is 9, so that's the difficulty you're fighting.
So 10 plus 6, 16.
Cool. You are fully hidden. They've lost track of where you are, and that's gonna be your turn. Xaris, you're next.
Okay, so I am going to slash at this one that attacked me with my +1 sickle.
Okay, sounds good.
Alrighty. Oh shoot! I missed. I rolled a nat 1.
Okay. All right. You don't have any creatures nearby that you would accidentally have hit that would trigger the gardeners trying to attack you. So I'm gonna say, the nat 1 is just gonna be a failure on the attack. Cool. Bonus action.
Bonus action. Can I have the dagger. Can I also roll for the dagger as the bonus action, or is that only a?
No, that is everybody can do that.
Okay. So.
I need two-handed weapons.
Yeah.
Oh,
Woo!
the dagger is a nat 20.
Oh, yes. So
Which
you're,
is
you're rolling twice as many dice.
rolling twice as many dice. Okay.
So a dagger does 1d4. You're rolling 2d4 plus your dexterity modifier.
Alrighty.
See, that's what I was confused maybe when it comes to rolling the D4s, D6.
Oh, nice.
4 and 4, so that's 7.
Okay, because your dexterity modifier is -1.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, cool. So you've done 7 points of damage. So he is at.
So basically, the skeleton dodged my first attack and went right into my second.
Yeah. Oh, what type of damage did you do?
It is piercing.
Okay. Skeletons, they have. That's weird. Usually they have resistance to piercing on their character sheets. This one doesn't. I'm gonna follow what this one says. So yeah, you you basically stab it through its skull. It keeps moving, but the cracks appearing all over its skull. Cool. It is going to be Rock's turn.
Okay.
Unless if you want to use a movement. Sorry.
I mean, you need to get healed. That's
Yeah.
what you need to do.
So I am going to use Symbiotic Entity,
Okay.
which is I expend one use of my wild shape, and it channels magic into my spores,
Nice.
and I gain 4 temporary hit points for each level. So
That's
12.
So don't write them where you write hit points.
Right under the
Yeah,
Yeah, I
hit
was gonna
points.
write
yeah.
where it says temporary.
Temporary.
Yeah. So I'm at 13
Yes.
hit points, which is a lot better.
You're
But-
the same as me.
That is your action.
That's my action, yeah. And so everybody knows that when I do Halo Spores, I get to add a second die to it.
So yeah, 2d8.
And then my melee weapon attacks deal an extra 1d6 of necrotic damage.
Nice.
So you use some bonus
And it
action.
lasts until I lose all my temporary hit points. For 10
Okay.
minutes.
Got it. Okay. Yeah, that's a very cool alternative. So what does it look like for Rot when you enter this raid mode?
Tiny bond of
So
rage.
my halo of spores are going to glow brighter, but a deeper shade of purple, if that makes sense.
Nice.
And then I want my eyes to start glowing purple.
Hell yes. Okay. So from within the mask, you like those undead with small lights in behind their eyes and their skulls start to look at something that looks horribly like them but more deadly. Cool. Bonus action.
Yes, I would like to cast Healing Word on Kazara's.
So, cool. So that's 2d4 plus 2, I believe, and that's automatic. So it uses a spell slot, but are you rolling?
Or I guess you roll?
I roll.
Okay.
It says 1d4
It
plus
says.
my spellcasting
Oh, okay.
ability.
Oh yeah,
modifier.
it's at higher levels that you roll
Yeah.
extra d4s. So sorry about that. I was wrong when you healed her. That's okay. We're not going back and making you unconscious retroactively.
Okay, so 3 plus 4, you get 7 hit points.
Hooray.
All right.
And those are for real hit points.
All right.
I'm at half health.
On their turn, the Myconids say, "Oh, sorry. I should have warned you."
Yeah, no shit.
Though to be honest, he did an ass.
I know.
You did ask technically if they'd seen there, but like he was giving the answer about what the loot stuff was when you asked another question, and so I just didn't say.
They're
Naraza.
that slow.
That's
Okay, I'm hidden.
Oh, wait, no, it's Dandelion.
Oh yeah.
Oh yes, Dandelion for sure.
Dandelion. Alright. So, we have 4 people already, right? We have 4 people
We
still?
got no 3.
So only
I
those 3
managed
are
to-
still alive.
I managed to kill one.
You managed to kill one. Okay, cool. Okay, that doesn't make sense.
I'm guessing I can't have my.
He has a multi-attack,
Yes.
but it attacks equal to half the spell level, which is 1.
Yes.
So it's not a multi-attack, it's an attack.
Oh yes. Until you cast it at high levels, it is just one attack.
Okay.
That's like the feature is that it becomes stronger the higher spell slots you spend.
Okay, so Pack Tactics says that my beast has an advantage on an attack roll against a creature if at least one of its allies is within 5 feet of it. So I want to attack one of the guys.
The one that you damaged already, or the other one?
The other one hasn't had any damage.
No damage
Let's
at all.
take the. Let's do the other one.
So the one who has been damaged already?
Or the one that has it.
The one that hasn't.
Okay, cool. So it moves
And-
here. So you make one attack at advantage. So roll 2d20s.
Okay, 2d20s for attack, and then that's it, right? I think I'm just gonna roll mine twice.
Oh.
7. Shit. 7. I rolled 2 sevens.
2 sevens to attack. That is not going to hit.
No, it's not.
Alright, new round. Luraza, you're first.
Could I, question, could I use my familiar to assist any of them?
Yes, you can. You only being hidden only gives you advantage on your first attack. If you use your familiar, you can have advantage on both attacks.
Okay.
Well,
I can attack once and use my familiar to distract.
to distract so that with your offhand attack, you can have advantage on both attacks. Because
Okay.
both of your weapons do more damage than the weapons that regular people do, so giving yourself advantage can be more useful.
Okay. So both enemies are distracted by Roth and Dandelion, right?
Yes.
I guess I'll sneak attack on one of them.
Okay, cool. You wanna do ranged attack? You wanna sneak up behind them?
Sneak up behind them.
Okay, cool. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
So sneak attack.
Yeah. This one's already been damaged, so.
Yeah. So I'll sneak attack that one.
Okay, cool. Make your first attack roll with advantage. Do you want your familiar to give you the help action or no? Or give somebody else that?
So somebody else.
Okay. Do you want it to give it to?
I think. Oh, La Raza, since he's the only one over there alone.
So your familiar is gonna avoid the
Yeah.
the violet fungus and is gonna give Luraza the help action. So you have advantage if you do anything that requires a roll against that enemy.
Yeah. So.
Go ahead and make your first attack at advantage.
14.
Roll again to see if you hit a nat 20.
8.
Okay, so you do the usual 4d8 damage that you did last time.
So roll
4d6, sorry.
4d6.
Yeah.
3.
And the acid damage is double.
So it's 2, 6, 1, 3.
12, 15.
And roll one more time.
Yeah, and this one's gonna be the acid damage.
That's 6.
So that is 15 plus 12. That is locked.
27.
15 plus 12 is 27. They have 13 HP, so you have obliterated the wounded one.
Alright, and can I use a
Yeah, you can use your bonus action for another
short
attack.
sword bonus action on the other enemy?
No, that would be the dagger.
The
bonus
dagger?
action.
Okay.
So you have a +5, but you don't have advantage. Roll once, please.
A 2.
Okay, that's not going to hit. The skeletons start their turns. It starts its turn inside of your aura.
Oh, so it gets.
Necrotic damage.
I roll I'm rolling against a spell save DC of 12, right?
Spell DC of.
Okay.
Wait. Yes. 12.
Does it take half damage if it succeeds? Because I succeed.
I think it's no damage.
No
No?
damage.
Okay. Then you used your reaction and tried to hurt it, it resisted.
Dang, I feel like that shouldn't be fixed.
Yeah, automatic damage is pretty rare in this game, but yeah. Cool. So, it is the skeleton's turn. The first one is has already wounded Rot, so it is going to attack Rot again in an attempt to make the fight easier by finishing Rot. They don't have any way of involving the gardeners or the plants without turning those against them, so that takes out a lot of the, like, your observance before the fight started took off a lot of the difficulty of the fight, where you might have had to fight some plants and some other things. Cool. So I'm gonna do one attack against Rot. I roll a 13 plus 4, that's 17. So I think I'm gonna hit. And it deals 5 plus 2, that is 7 points of piercing damage. So your temporary HP are still standing, so you should be good. The other one is going to attack the natural 20.
It attacks it too?
Sorry.
I am glad you did healing word because I'm.
Okay, so that's 8 and 3. 8 and 5 is going to be 13 points of piercing damage.
I am at -1.
Okay, so you're at 0. You don't ever fall into negatives. You just fall unconscious.
No.
Okay, so that's the end of the skeleton's turn. So on your turn, I need you to make a death save. But the familiar is here to help, and the falcon is just standing on your wound, applying pressure.
Saving you.
So I need you to roll 2d20.
Are you hungry? Is that what you're looking for? There's crackers and cheese in the fridge. So the Triscuits are here, and then the cheese.
13.
13.
Okay. 13 is a successful death save, so you can write one successful one on your character sheet.
So we need 3 to get back to 1 HP?
Yes.
Oh.
Or to roll a natural 20. The natural 20 gets you back up at 1 HP.
Awesome.
Cool. That is the skeleton's turn. Cool. Rot, it is your turn.
Okay, it is my turn. So, what's going on in front of me is that one monster dude, right?
Yep.
Okay.
Can I give her an assistant since I'm behind it?
Well, I think what I'm
No,
gonna
no.
do is I'm gonna hit it with my scimitar
Okay.
in the hopes that I'm also gonna deal some necrotic damage.
You will be doing some extra necrotic damage.
Yes. Okay, so that's a D20, right?
Yes.
I gotta get over a 13.
That is their. I announced their armor class a little bit too early, but yes, that is the difficulty that you are.
Okay, so
12. Do I get any pluses?
You get a bonus. You get your dexterity as a bonus to an attack plus your proficiency, right? So.
Oh, so my proficiency bonus is a 2, so that puts me at 14.
Yeah, scimitar, you roll it with a +2. So that is a 14. You hit. Go ahead.
Yay!
So your scimitar is doing 1d6 slashing.
And then I think it's 1d6
Necrotic.
necrotic, but let me make sure it's not 1d8.
No, it's a d6. I remember it.
So this is gonna be for the melee attack. I rolled a 1. And then for the necrotic, I rolled a 5. So that's 6.
6 points of damage.
6 points of damage.
Alright, it is almost halfway dead. It is now Dandelion's turn. I hope it's okay that I chose the name for your.
No, I love it. Dandelion's super cute.
Especially since it's me from having like dandelions.
Would you like to make an attack with advantage because of pack tactics?
I don't think I can because they're not close enough.
Yes, they are. They're right next to you.
Yep, it's right in front of you.
No,
Oh, no, it has 2 allies within 5 feet of the enemy. So pack tactics, like yourself, are within 5 feet of the enemy, and the Raza is also within 5 feet of the enemy. So pack tactics absolutely
Oh,
applies.
if it's within yeah, okay, I was mistaken. I thought that it was if 2 enemies were close together, but it's us. Okay,
Yes.
yeah, I do. I want to make an attack with advantage.
Yep, go ahead and roll 2d20.
10. I rolled 10 twice.
Okay, you have a +1.
For what?
It's plus the spell level, or half the spell level. What's the bonus to attack?
Your spell attack modifier to hit.
Okay. Your spell attack modifier. That's a +4.
Oh.
So you rolled a 14.
I rolled a 14.
Yes, you hit it.
Nice, I hit it.
Yeah.
Cool.
Go ahead.
So I get 1d8 plus 4 plus
Ooh.
the spell's level piercing damage.
Okay.
So
That's
plus-
1d. It's
1d8
+6. 1d8 +6. So,
Plus 6, yeah. Where's my 8? This guy.
Yes, that's the one.
3.
Okay, that is enough to kill this one as well. Dandelion still has movement. If you want to move Dandelion someplace,
I think I want to move Dandelion closer to Kazara's and the other monster.
as you get within 5 feet of the myconid, nothing happens. You're fine.
Oh damn!
You are evil.
Oh my god!
I mean, what kind of DM wouldn't he be if he didn't give us like, oh god, moment?
Cool. That is your turn.
Wow.
The undead, so far, have shown a preference for finishing off anyone who is already wounded. There's one skeleton left. Naraza, it is your turn before the skeleton acts.
You know what? Yeah, if I... How far? Can I reach it with normal movement?
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. For sure.
Okay, so yeah, I'll move closer and use my familiar
Yeah.
to attack him.
Okay. So you're attacking with advantage on your first attack.
Alright, let's go.
Oh, by the way, they're immune to poison. So when you hit it and killed it earlier with the second attack, you spent the poison, but this poison damage didn't do anything.
Oh, okay.
Just letting you know, because skeletons don't really care
Alright.
about that stuff.
So, so have the short sword acid?
Yeah.
So, yeah. I guess I'll do...
Actually, no, you don't because it's concentration.
Oh,
Oh, yeah. He's unconscious, so the acid
Oh,
has
okay.
dropped off.
regardless. I guess I use the short sword then. A 16.
Okay. 16 is gonna hit. Go ahead and roll your damage. You didn't use your advantage on this one, did you?
I was using the familiar with me.
Did you roll twice?
No,
Okay, go ahead and roll the second time to see if you can double damage.
14.
Okay, so yeah, you just hit. Go ahead and do your damage, which is going to be 3d6.
3d6.
Because you have the sneak attack, having the falcon nearby.
2 1s and 1 3. So
Okay.
5.
That's 5 points of damage, plus
Plus a
your dexterity modifier of +2.
plus
That
2.
is 7 points of damage.
Yes.
Alright. You strike the skeleton, just as it's raising its axe to give the finishing blow to Xaris, and you are able to drive your dagger in exactly the right spot that the fade inside, that the light inside of its skull fades away, and it falls to the ground as a pile of bones. You see that the gardeners come over and start to pick up the bones for the next necromancy class.
Can I use my mage hands to try to get the necklace
For sure.
one of the things has?
I bet you could maybe like
Make a sleight of hand check.
One.
He's scared.
Do you want someone to give you a good berry before you before he uses mage hand to start another fight?
Okay, you know what?
Now, what did you already rolled?
Yeah, it's an 8. It was an 8 anyways.
Plus your sleight of hand.
Sleight of hands, a 10.
Okay. My passive perception as a skeleton is 9.
Woo!
So you successfully take it up and hit it into your palms. As it touches your palm, it feels colder than it ought to. You feel a sort of shiver run down your nerves all the way to your spine. This weird tickle you have in your hands. You can write it on your hand.
Yay! I guess I'll put it on my neck.
The corpse from which you just taken this is going to has not really noticed that you took it, and yet it still
Reacts.
and yet it still turns to look at you. In your voice, as you're both being affected by the spores, you hear honey. And then it moves on to gathering the bones.
I'm wondering, is C part of that? I didn't talk to them? Well, you know what? We're out of combat, right?
Yes.
Okay, so you heal him, there. Yeah, sorry, so if you can. And I will see if I can find if he remembers anything of his family.
I don't know. Does healing word work on?
What? How do you say that?
Yeah, if he
Oh
remembers
yeah, healing
his-
word does work on someone who's unconscious. As long as you have.
I guess if he remembers his family's name.
Oh no, I'm sorry. The dead very rarely keep memories of their previous lives, and you see it looks down at its body and says, "I've actually been killed and reanimated a few times. It's dangerous work here. That's why you use undead. So I don't have any sort of memory of who I was. I think the necromancy teacher, I can't remember his name, he said I have the skull of half-elf.
Half elf. So at least we know it's in half. It'll be a half elf family.
Or an elf family or a human family.
That too.
Or could be half elf, half dragonborn. Can it? No.
I
Half elves are.
There's a lot of funky stuff you can do with races in D&D. Half Dragonborn is not one of them.
I think that'd be a little bit too overpowered.
well, it's not. It's they're not closely related.
Yeah. So.
I mean, even if they were, there's geometry issues.
As you.
Did you get some snacks?
A little.
Okay. Let's take a short break now that we're out of combat.
Okay.
All right, and we are back, and I fixed the camera issues that we have been having.
Mm-hmm.
Cool. So, thanks to telepathy, you're able to communicate with this half-elf skeleton. Not finding out much, but still. The shambling mound is still pretty chill. You're able to pick up the chest and the bag that contains heavy stuff.
Heavy stuff.
Yeah. If you were in a dangerous situation, you would need to make strength roll athletics check to carry it with you every turn. Luckily, you can take your time a little bit more now. Also, if anybody wants, you can add 4 great axes and 4 sets of heavy plate armor to because it was right there left by the skeletons that you can later try to sell or just not bother with because you are getting paid a decent amount per week.
Well, I think we should collect them and take
Yeah.
them to at least to
Clark?
I was thinking the treasurer.
Indominus.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, okay. So you can write it on your character sheet, and we'll say that Dandelion is carrying it.
I was gonna say, can Dandelion carry some stuff?
Yeah, for sure. Thanks to the straps on the armor, you're able to put it on either side of him. It's pretty chill about it. Carrie, you hear a lot of clanking and movement inside of the chest and the bag that you're carrying, right? You said you wanted to cast Identify. Generally, that's on a single object.
So I would have to cast it on like all the.
Yeah, that would be a lot of spell slots, or I think you can ritual cast as an artificer.
I can.
Okay, so it would take an hour for each of those items for you to.
I mean, presumably I can open up, and I guess the other question is there anything particularly, like I guess I could do like could I do like a knowledge check for something to like cast Identify specifically on,
Yeah,
or to
sure.
recognize what the equipment is?
Make an Arcana check.
Arcana? Okay.
Let's try to avoid rolling on the table if we can.
Here we
That's okay,
go. Never mind.
A foam pad or something.
How much did you get?
10.
Okay. 10 is still enough to find this out. None of those items are magical in nature. They could be assembled to do something magical, right? There's crystals that are wrapped in sort of like protective paper. There's expensive gears made out of metals that are much shinier than the metals you're used to. Finely crafted mechanisms that sort of lock into each other, but others that's like you wouldn't begin to imagine what sort of machinery it gets attached to. None of those things are magical or enchanted or anything. It's just expensive equipment to do something with. Very expensive equipment.
And this has all been ordered by Hoover.
Yeah.
Should we take it to Hoover or should we take it to...
Actually the person, I mean, so the thing is we should take it to the dwarves, which are supposed to deliver it to Hoover. I would also file a report with this and potentially speak to Indominus Chris about, like, when we give him the axes and whatnot. Speak to Indominus Chris about what is the budget for the artificer
Yeah, for sure.
department.
Yeah, because potentially he's using school funds to fund his own projects or something.
Well, the thing is this is all very expensive equipment. So it's like, is this within their budget? to do, or, you know,
Unless he's using his personal budget to buy that.
yeah, he could be using his personal budget, but the thing is like, you know, basically, is this, you know, on the up and up for the artificers department or
is this
not?
in the purview of their department, or is
Yeah,
he,
their department's budget.
or is he doing something outside of sanctioned school activities?
Mm-hmm.
So, you, you are able to exit this this maze, knowing the path, following the path that you had previously taken. It's not that hard because you have small purple spores that light up in Rot's presence everywhere that Rot has been. Even if they're invisible the rest of the time. Yeah. You're able to trace your path back. You don't encounter anything dangerous apart from that the shrooms. By taking the dodge action, you're able to make it through without getting harmed. And you exit this place. As you do, Dandelion sort of looks back and has a sort of mournful little roar before like trotting behind you, seemingly pretty happy to explore new places outside of the garden. You make it back to the castle. Where to?
The dwarves.
Mm-hmm.
Wait, what did we hook back up with Lazorga Minorca?
Lazorga Minagra.
Lazarda Minarga.
Lazorga Minorca.
Yeah. No. No. I will play the recording back at you and show you were not close. Anyways. So, you head back to where the dwarves are. At this point, you can see that half the dwarves are sort of like having taken a short rest, are sharpening their weapons and arguing about whether or not they're gonna need to go in there and grab things themselves. And as you enter the great hall, you see the ones that are sharpening their weapons are all sort of like and start to hand gold pieces to the other four that had bets that you would make it back alive with all of the gear stuff.
Nice.
Wow.
You see, they go around thanking you. Really appreciates the help with all of this, and you get promises of a discount if you order anything magical from the Josh daughters, from the daughters of Josh, which is their company name. You notice that Toppled, Cobottom, and Middled are all like no longer have the pretense of being a single dragonborn. They're sort of all of them like shivering in their fur coats, each trying to pull more of the fur coats to protect their own bodies. They're sitting in a small puddle of water with a single set of footprints heading back out of the main hall.
What happened there?
Yeah, I'm gonna ask what happened.
Huh?
I'm gonna ask what happened.
Sorry, we can't really answer that question.
it's rare to hear. Say you demand them to tell you.
We'll be out of your hair soon. We're now that the dwarves are done, we're gonna be leaving.
You should ask them.
I mean, we basically asked him.
Because
So
you
give him a
can
blessing.
talk about the room. And he can't.
Well, no, it's.
What?
Why would that have anything to do with the room?
Because they're wet.
No.
It only opens once a month.
Oh,
They're already
Yeah,
open.
yeah, yeah. They're,
my bad.
I-
My bad.
I mean, I think someone was mean to them because they're kobolds.
No.
And, yes. And
So,
so-
can I ask one of the dwarves? I want to ask them if they have an idea of what kind of items could be manufactured with the parts.
We get usually we deal in armors and weapons and large piece of dwarven machinery. This is a pretty unusual request, although we've had lower quality requests from here. It's all of those artificers. They always need some more stuff. I would guess that this could be assembled into a pretty large animated armor, pretty large weapon, pretty large. I don't know. What do you artificers sort of build large?
Animated armor.
we build lots of things large. That's
Kind of your thing.
I mean, heck, I knew someone who just who just basically built an enchanted still once, but 3 stories tall actually.
Blizzarga Minagra comes in through the room. Like. For once, pleasantly surprised to see all of you are okay. He does jump when he hears the clacking teeth of
Shivering kobold.
of the shivering kobolds and turns and is just going to say, "Huh? I wonder when they got cold like that." Turns around to all of you and says, "Oh boy, I'm so glad that you all came through. If you want to take the credit, you can, and Hoover will find out that I involved you just by him telling me not to, or I could take the credit and owe you a big favor."
I don't know that we want to get owing too many people big favors.
No, they owe us.
Well, too many people owing us big favors. Just
Okay, all right. It's okay.
yes.
I get it. You're the heroes of the day.
Don't wait.
The sun is rising, so the Zargaminator says, "Oh, cool. I am going back to my hole to get some shut-eye now. It's your shift from here on. Good luck."
I was gonna say, but we don't want also whoever he is, to know that we know what he ordered.
You'll get all of this to Hoover, yes? Cool.
I mean,
Because if it isn't Hoover, who is he? We don't know who he is yet.
No, they said it was for Hoover.
yeah, they said it was for Hoover. Well, I mean, okay, so how? I guess my thing is like, is it on the security people to get it to Hoover, or is it on the delivery people to get it to
I
Hoover?
don't think it's on the board, right?
But I imagine so. They're gonna want their full payment now. But Hoover is uh, but Hoover knew that I was sent to retrieve it, so he might be expecting. I don't know. It's really up to you at this point.
You can always just leave him in his classroom and
Yeah, let's leave it in his classroom.
As he leaves, you see that he moves. He squints his red eye tentacle, turns it towards the kobold, and basically has a sort of like little beam that goes up and down. That's pure red, and it gives them instant. What's it called? Sunburn, but they're all like. All warmed up, and Lazargaminag, having used his incineration ray, just leaves the room.
that was weird, but can I get sunburned? You didn't have skills.
Yeah. You get sunburn with scales.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, one of them had his mouth open, so he got a sunburn on the tongue.
Poor guy.
He's
Poor little
like,
guy.
this place is bad, siblings. We gotta get out of here.
I am back.
You have no idea. You have no idea.
Where do you want to head next?
Well, obviously, I say we just leave it in the classroom. Let's
Where's his
not
office? Where's his office? His bedroom.
I would say leave it in the classroom,
Okay.
and I would also say that definitely things we want to do is talk to the librarian. You probably want to talk to the librarian for sure, and we also want to talk to Indominus Crisp about like a very expensive order coming in the middle of the night and undead showing up.
Yeah.
We have all the armor and weaponry to give to Indominus Crisp too, so it might be like
Mm-hmm.
best
Yeah.
to just start there.
Yeah.
Alright.
I think we all should at least.
We should all go.
Okay. You drop the stuff at Hoover's place first. He's not here, but his classroom is locked. Sorry, his office and his classroom are both locked.
We don't have keys to classrooms?
Oh, I do imagine that you would have keys to the different places in this joint, being the security team. Sure.
Yes. So yeah, let's just open up the classroom, leave it in there.
Live in his office.
No, let's not go in his office.
Okay.
That would attract too much. That would attract too much attention because we're gonna
Live
file
by
a
his
report on
office
this.
Live in by his office. Because his office is in the classroom, right? I'm guessing.
I would put
his
it.
office is to the back of the classroom.
Alright, so we just
Like
leave it.
there's an extra door. I'm picturing Lockhart's office and classroom from the Harry Potter movies.
Okay,
Like, it's
yeah.
like up a flight of stairs and then there's a door.
So we just leave him right there.
Yeah, yeah, in the classroom, lock it behind us. That way, it is expensive stuff. That way, you can't have like random people.
Yeah. Cool. As you're heading back to the passageway that goes to Indominus Crisp's place, you are going to come across a group of students that is being led by someone you've never seen before, but who wears a badge that says the basically transportation teacher. What's when the teacher is sick and they send somebody in? Substitute transportation teacher. This isn't the first time that you saw the transportation teacher, who was, I think, a geese.
Chicken.
That's right. The chicken also had the same badge for. I already forgot what it is.
Transmutation.
No, the replacement teacher.
Oh, substitute.
Substitute. That's the one. This time around, it seems to be a regular old bald human. He is giving a tour to the kids of Strixhaven and says, and here is the only painting where you can see the founders, the only painting where both the founders of Strixhaven and Candlekeep are visible. And you're seeing a group of 4 individuals in front of the front gates of Candlekeep, with a mountain of gold, treasure, magical objects behind them, and they're all taking a very heroic pose with a human holding a little skull high up in the air, like a trophy.
I'm guessing that's the Lich's skull.
Yes, these are the human fighter Uther Pendragon, the salamander bard Slassy, and then give me just 1 second. What was that character's name? Slassy Harris. The Dragonborn wizard Vormulek, who is the first headmaster of Candlekeep Academy. The changeling cleric Dreadnought Strixhaven. And not visible in the picture because he was doing all of the painting, is Jeremy Carpenter, their mule boy. Around all of their necks, you see a single pendant.
The obsidian one?
The obsidian hourglass pendants.
So this Pendragon, Harris,
Which we already knew about.
Dreadnought Strixhaven, and the one person not featured in this image is Jeremy Carpenter.
So we at least know one other person that has the pendant.
This is right after their victory over the Lich that inhabited that previously inhabited Candlekeep.
Wait a minute.
And
What happened if they used their
like you have a couple of like Strixhaven students that raise their hands and they're like, excuse me, I thought that Dreadnought Strixhaven was an elf, not a changeling. And like a couple of people are also agreeing, and the transmutation teacher just says, that seems to be a common misconception among students from Strixhaven. If you want to check where we get this information, you can always check the library for the founding of Candlekeep. Next up is the Hall of Alumni, and you see that they move on. You make your way downstairs into corridors that grow colder and colder. Everybody make a perception check for me.
Nope.
Oh yeah,
It's when we slip on. We fail, we slip on ice.
Well, I know who's falling on his ass.
Did you roll a natural 1 again?
No, I rolled a 2.
I rolled a 9.
I rolled a 3.
Okay, plus your perceptions.
9.
I think I have just 1, so it would be.
I got 1 for perception, so it's a 1. So it's a 9.
So it's
Oh, I have 5.
5? Okay. So what's your total?
5.
Oh, your total is 5. Okay, cool. Nothing out of the ordinary. You make it to the giant frozen door, and as you arrive, you hear clink clink. Massive door opens, and you see Dominus Crisp with his gigantic talons just waiting in front of you, and just smiles and says, I heard the clanking of metals coming to my hoard.
Well, they might not be as fine as you're used to, but We did bring down a troop of skeletons that came up through the entrance to the Underdark in the garden.
Very nice.
And also, I was wondering, what kind of budget have you been giving to the artificer department?
Oh, huge budgets. Their architecture needs are enormous. Constantly having to rebuild that tower. That's what takes most of their funds.
Are those funds earmarked?
Yes, of course. What do you take me for?
Well, no, I was asking because the reason there were undead in the garden is the head of the artificer department, Hoover, was receiving a shipment late in the evening from some dwarves, and all of the equipment looked very, very expensive.
Huh. I don't. No request for funds was made for such a for any sort of artificer equipment recently. Hoover has troubles with the stairs. You understand?
Yes. No. It's just that
He might have been paying it off with his teacher salary. No, I joke, of course.
Yes, but it did strike us as a bit unusual, and something we thought we might bring to your attention.
Yes, well, it's interesting. Maybe he's taken on to doing jobs for rich patron or inherited some family money. I'm not one to care that much about it. Those plate armors, on the other hand, I'll give them. I'll get them off of your hands for a third of the market price, 2,000 gold pieces.
That's not too shabby.
That's good.
Mm-hmm.
You see, he reaches over behind you. You sort of have to duck out of the way, and with his talons sort of scraping the ice and the stone of the cavern, he drags it back to himself. Inspects every single piece, and then puts them on a spot that has a bunch of armors. And yes.
Do you want to change that number any, because 2,000 isn't evenly divisible by 3?
Oh, the normal market price is 1,500 gold pieces per armor. 2,000 is what you get after I divided it by 3. I made an oopsie in giving you plate armor. These are very expensive, but that's okay. He's taking it from you at a third of the price. You have 2,000 gold pieces for the party.
So what he's saying is you want to get 21 so that we all get 700 gold pieces?
I'll give it to you for 1,800. So you can divide it by 3 evenly.
That works.
No, let's keep it at 2,000.
I thought so.
We don't want less.
How much gold pieces do you have right now?
Okay, fair. But still.
I got 100.
Not less. You want less
But
to
that's
make
two-
it an even
that's
split?
You could always fight to the death for it. I've seen humanoids fight to the death for
You know
less
what?
than that.
I mean, or we could use that 1 gold piece to eat to buy us food. 1 gold piece should be enough.
Okay.
Like, isn't 1 gold piece 10 silver pieces?
Yes.
Yes, you could get a lot of food rations. I've got some that are frozen in here.
2,000. Yeah.
So we each get 666.
Yes.
Cool. All right, you can write it on your character sheets.
So we get a 666.
Plus
Also-
however much you have.
Did you spot anyone coming back up the stairs?
We did not see anyone coming back up the stairs.
Oh, well, they've been gone for a little bit, but I think someone came down to ask for a raise or something, and then they got discouraged by the big door. Anyways, if that's all,
Yes.
thank you.
Yeah.
Have a good day.
Yeah, as well.
Yes.
Oh, and congratulations on succeeding your probation period test.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Did we get a raise?
And you see that he grabs the lever that closes the door as you're like, then you have to run out before it slams on you.
It was really shy, guys. So it's fun. Any ideas who could have been coming down the stairs? And why we didn't see them?
Well, I think we can probably rule out the librarian because Indominus Chris claimed to have heard them.
Walking, right.
So that would leave.
Can we Hoover? Because how can we miss him?
Well, Hoover doesn't do well with the stairs. I think he would have totally been able to tell if it was a clip clunk, clip clunk, clip clunk.
Yeah. We do have an illusions professor that might have.
Maybe. Probably just an innocent person running a raise. Not Hoover stealing from.
Or it could have even potentially been some students deciding to be curious and nosy where they shouldn't be.
Alright. As you
That's
are,
why we rolled the perception check.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
as you head back up the stairs and re-enter the main building, do you have anything else? You have one more person you wanted to talk to, I think?
The librarian. Yes.
Okay.
And you should talk to the librarian because otherwise it will be a much longer conversation.
How should I talk about what the...
So, okay, so what it is we want to find out if anyone, if there were in the records, if there's any if there's any incidents that occurred with the newspaper.
Okay. I just
Like
wanna
like
check out
like
the
like with people
Founders
like
book.
Hmm?
I just want to check out the Founders book.
Yeah. Okay. So all three of you head to the library. Mrs. Stritz says, "Oh, my favorite security team.
yes.
How do you do?
I'm doing very well, thank you. I'm so happy that one of the students of Sue was reintegrated into the school after getting expelled recently.
Students of Sue?
Sue is the
yeah.
students' organization of ethics.
Oh, wait, was Felix ever part of Sue?
Oh.
I don't remember Felix being part of Sue.
Yeah, he was part of Sue. Remember that's why Harris was part of Sue? She was following around Felix.
And
Pendragon, human, pink hair.
Where is your mind going, Carrie?
My mind is going whether or not there was just one motivation for getting for
Wait, Pendragon has pink hair?
Angelina,
Okay.
to get rid of Felix.
Yeah, if there was more than one motivation behind it. Fair warning though, he might not remember all of his activities in Sue.
You might not even remember he's a part of Sue.
You might want to take the rest.
True. I don't know what. I don't want to ask. That's the thing.
You don't want to ask?
I said I don't know what to do.
We gone over this.
I know, but say that if there's any. Oh yeah. Yeah, I asked her that question, saying that if there were any incidents or any what's the word? What we're looking for?
We're looking for
Discrepancies.
anyone who would have had like incidents or conflicts in connection with the old newspaper around the time of your great uncle.
Oh right,
Yeah, but
that's right. 'cause we
She was only working there 10. She's only been working there for 10 years, so she wouldn't know much.
She has access to the records.
She's the librarian. She knows.
Yeah.
So yeah, ask her that. If she has any records of.
The university news, yes, they caused a little bit of a stir, uncovering different things every few weeks. They, I remembered that a couple of people were expelled. A teacher was fired concerning all sorts of, allegations that did turn out to be true once all of the evidence had been gathered. So there was scandals related to the newspaper. That's sort of what made that newspaper so popular in the first place around that time. But are you looking for something specific?
You're
Well-
saying- well, first, the names that don't appear in the photo that we. Guessing.
I would ask about those names. I would say like you're asking about specific people, right? Because we know those people have access to the room, or that family did.
Mhm.
At least about one. At least we know one person. My great uncle, great uncle,
Yeah, the great uncle.
and had access to it. So
And the Pendragon, so anyone with the name Pendragon, and anyone with the name
Strixhaven.
Strix, that's the last name?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, Strixhaven.
Oh, okay, I thought that was the name of the school.
it is
You're looking into the five.
the 5 founders. Yeah. So I was asking about.
Well, I wouldn't say five founders. The five people, the adventuring party that defeated the Lich.
Yes.
Yes.
So it's Carpenter, Strix.
But we're not sure that Carpenter has the pendant because he's not in the picture.
And but at least we know 4 out of the 5.
Right.
Well, you know.
Why did you
What-
say
what-
not the 4 founders?
Well, it's because it was only the Dragonborn who founded the school. The others had no interest in academic pursuits. There was a fighter, a bard, and I believe his name, and the mule boy. None of whom.
Neil.
Mule boy, yes. None of which were particularly interested in founding schools. It's only Dreadnought Strixhaven and Vormulek, the Dragonborn. who-
Vorm.
Yes, Vormulek. Vagari Simul. Oh, it's the same family name that you have. Yes.
True.
Are
Okay.
you from a founding family?
Seems so. So it's.
That would be an interesting choice to try to steal my recommendation to work here as part of security.
You might not have known.
I have not known.
Well, so out of character, he knew that his family had connections with with Candlekeep, and that's why he tried to get your. When he found out you had an invitation, he tried to steal it, and then your party.
I don't know. Was that connection?
Yeah.
Mm.
Didn't know it was that.
Okay,
specific.
okay. I was misremembering the session 0
No, yeah.
Yeah.
because I thought it was that someone had hired him. And okay. Yeah. Okay. So that's.
So that's all 5.
Mhm.
That's all. No,
Well-
we know 4 out of 5 now, because we can't exactly say that Carpenter is one of them.
What do you want to know about the
You better talk about the room.
adventure?
Can we trust her?
She's probably one of the few we can trust with such a secret.
Yeah, we
I
already know.
mean, I'm trusting you with a
True.
big secret at the moment. Still have.
Alright, then I guess we let her in.
Mm-hmm.
And what we recently found?
So you describe everything that you know about the room. You see that like she nods, asks a lot of questions about how things work, like if it's always the same day of the month, for how long the door is supposed to be open, that sort of thing. Like a lot of things that you don't necessarily know the answers to, but it does make a lot of sense to you. So I have. So you're trying to find the descendants of those 5 bloodlines that are still around.
Yes.
Well, adventurers, when they make a lot of money, they tend to enter to become noble families, right, or merchant families whose lineages easily trackable.
It's exactly with my family, how my family came.
Yes. I won't probably know all of the details, but since you told me they had 5 of those pendants in the picture, it's possible. Well, 4 that you could see. It's possible that there are only 5 pendants around, and that you only need to worry about the people who have those pendants.
Do you think it would be possible to make more such pendants?
Considering the power, the magical power required to modify memories of everyone in Candlekeep, I think that sort of power would be hard to replicate access to that power.
So that means that because I found one of those pendants with one of the undead that one of the students apparently brought to life.
And one of the Strixhaven students had one, and we know what, and we know
You know,
Harris has one.
you know, another student of ours has one.
And you also know there's one in your family that your great uncle was on. Was the last
So that's
person you knew to
4.
have.
Mm-hmm.
So that's 4 pendants out of 5.
And there's the
The one that we found.
Because
was
it-
the Strixhaven person from whoever is descendant from the changeling family of Strixhaven, the founder of Strixhaven Academy, would have the last one could assume. Unfortunately, changeling bloodlines really hard to keep a track of because they can wear different shapes, different faces, different names. Public records are not very good at keeping track of them. So.
Well, one thing I found interesting is I think we either have Carpenters or Strixhavens.
Okay. You see that like she's pulled a couple of books using unseen servants. She starts to rifle through them. It would seem so. According to the records, Jeremy Carpenter was a half-elf.
So he was a half elf.
And the undead said they had been undead and like raised multiple times.
Yeah.
So there's a good chance that was Jeremy Carpenter's body.
It could have been.
Mm.
You had no idea. But
So
do
do
you
you-
think that the pendant would have had the same? Because you said that. Did he tell us that he had that reaction? You said that whenever you touched the pendant, that you felt like a magical pulse through your body.
Right, yeah, that's felt.
Have you touched any of the other pendants?
No. I have not.
Angelina still has hers.
Mm-hmm.
Harris still has hers.
Harris still has hers. You
the
have
mysterious
carpenters. Your
Allegedly.
great uncle was the last one known in your family to have it, and then there's the changeling love.
Yeah, there's Strixhavens.
So you have a pretty good idea of where most of them are, but to complete your mystery, you need to figure out.
Exactly.
No, just
Who-
just who the
Who has the
descendant
last
of
one.
String. Yeah, who has the last one.
Alright, I figured out the 5 families, but still need
Yeah.
to figure out who has the last one.
You're so close.
I think this is a good
So close.
time to stop for today's game session.
Way to go, team!
Yay! Okay, so I don't think we necessarily completely solved everything, but I think we at least made really good headway on the like what's going on with the first families.
Yeah, we made really good headway on that. Because we've got the 5 families.
I wonder if the portrait is magically changed. By any chance.
Well, I honestly, I suspect.
Are we taking a long rest after this?
Oh, we're
We're in the
definitely
middle for
Oh, yeah.
our shit, aren't we?
Mhm.
This is gonna be a
Time skip?
this is gonna be a time skip of a couple of weeks because the next game we are doing the school trip
Oh,
Phalanx.
to the Feyland?
to the Feywild.
Oh my
Feywild.
gosh, this is gonna be
Wait, what's
so
the difference
fun.
between the Phalanx and the Feywilds?
There is no such thing as Feylands.
Oh, okay. So I was getting confused.
Okay,
Feywild.
Yes. Yeah. Okay. So we do have a changeling professor of illusions
You do.
here.
Is there a spell that can locate similar objects?
Locate objects.
I have it.
Probably use.
That's definitely something to use
Uh-oh.
soon.
I have, it's that kind of thing where you forget that there's magic in D&D. It happens to me every now and then.
We have a school map. Can we use an enchantment to kind of like show us in direction? No. That's
Like
like,
on the map.
or at least like in general
Yeah.
area.
I would definitely say have you already sent the letter to your family?
No.
You should send the letter to your family to see if we could get the second one as well.
Well,
We're gonna be supercharged.
Well, so the thing is it would probably be difficult. Like someone might figure out that you're part of the family and suspect you might have the pendant, but the thing is they might not necessarily guess that we have 2 pendants.
true.
So the thing is we can always keep one pendant safe because we don't necessarily need to use 2 pendants.
I mean,
So if
I'm
something
basically the
happens
one that can
to
use it
one-
anyway. So.
Yeah. So if something happens to one, we have a backup.
But we don't want anything to happen to either of them.
No, we don't want anything to happen to either
So
of them. but-
the only
but-
ones
but-
that can use it are the family.
But this is D&D. Like expect shenanigans. Expect things
So-
to.
Well, wait, the changeling.
Mm-hmm.
They could have different. It doesn't have to be a certain race. It could be any race.
Mm-hmm. And I find it interesting that the changeling founded Strixhaven, and the Strixhavens think it's an elf.
They think it's a half elf.
Mm-mm.
Okay.
Yeah.
The Strixhavens think the changeling. They think she's an. They think she is an elf.
No,
I've-
they think that it was a
got
half
every-
elf.
I've got everybody's star and everybody's
Mhm.
wish. Haley, you have 2 that stand out to me. Summoning Dandelion was really cool. It gave me an opportunity to use a pun that I keep around in the back of my mind for such occasions. And it's like strategically, it's usually very advantageous to summon creatures to help you do stuff. even if it's a concentration spell, which that
It's
wasn't.
not.
That's amazing.
Yeah,
That's amazing.
I'll show you the sheet.
Oh, actually, no. I think I looked it up earlier, and it was. Do I still have it? I don't still have it.
And that's
Yeah,
why I'm
it is.
familiar.
Oh, maybe it is concentration.
Is it?
Conjure animals, 1 hour concentration.
My bad.
Oh no, this one is conjure animals. What's yours called?
Summon beast.
Okay.
I mean, it's a summon, so I don't think you need concentration.
It's definitely better than yeah. It's concentration up to 1 hour.
So what does that mean?
So it means if you you can only have one concentration spell at a time, and if you every time that you get hit, there's a chance it will break concentration.
Oh.
Yeah, and then you'll need to make a Constitution saving throw to see if you're able to hold the concentration. Okay?
My bad. I read the sheet wrong.
You're all good. And the second one is I like your reaction to the news of the Dota Kingdom, where you were ready to like pivot and immediately reconsider. Oh, are the bandits good? Because the only like testimony that you got from what's happening in Dota so far was from Harris, and she's a noble.
Right.
It's gonna be the same wish for everyone. Damien, it was great. Like I gave you a couple of pieces of advice on leveling up as an arcane tracer rogue, and you ran with it. The fact that you remembered like minor illusion, if you crouch, you can be inside of the small cube that a minor illusion of illusion that the thing creates, and that you were able to like give advantage to everyone on hiding. I rolled a 16. Like this, like there was a good chance that this was going to be another combat round where you were trying to escape, but you like thanks to your use of that spell, all of you passed, and you had some good strategies throughout the fight. Delaying your turn so that you could tell which skeletons you could attack or not attack. That was great, right? It's one of those things where like the combats can get much more intense, and I always set them up like this. If you aren't paying attention, or if you make some pretty big mistakes, but y'all are very good at keeping track of that. And Carrie, I love everything that you're doing around the time travel room. Just trying to keep track of everything that is related to it, because it is a complicated magical item with a lot of different moving pieces. But you're always like one step ahead in terms of thinking of like how are we going to keep this a secret and use this to our biggest advantage. And the wish for everyone is, I want to get if you could tell me a little bit in a few lines during the break, how your characters would prepare for a trip to another dimension, specifically the Feywild, where you know that there's all sorts of shenanigans. That's where most trickster creatures come from, like satyrs and stuff, and fays and stuff like this. How you would sort of get ready to be the security team on that thing. Any stars and wishes?
I would say for a star, I liked the suspense the particular setup had.
Yeah, for the fight, right?
Mm-hmm.
Oh my
Yes.
God.
Yes. Like even just leading up to it, like a lot of like very suspenseful.
Yeah.
Like
Somebody was controlling the undead, right?
Not all undead are controlled by something, and there's stuff in the Underdark, but that is something that you could investigate if you wanted to.
It's like they were a bit
That could
that was a too smart thing for them to do.
to leave their to drop their armor.
Yeah.
and to pretend to be the that was noticeably a bit clever for
Undead.
Yeah.
Yes. I love that I set this up by being like, and then there's one in armor that's right behind you that surprises you. So you were on the lookout for the ones that were still wearing armors. So that was fun. Cool. So yeah, the suspense. Any wishes?
Honestly, I kind of want, as far as wishes, I kind of like rolling with, like, how different each encounter is. I really enjoy that. Like,
Yeah.
each one's kind of a different angle and like, has something different going on. So I think that's really interesting.
Okay. But how is that? That seemed like another star, not a wish.
Well, what I mean is, like sort of.
Keeping up with the each
Yeah,
encounter.
like my wish is for, like, more different types of, like, encounters and stuff, different, like, you know, flavors to it, that sort of thing. Like, I really enjoy that.
Oh yeah. Like there was definitely a world in which you ran, grabbed the objects, and then like made your way out of this without fighting, because your objective was pretty clear, right?
Mhm.
And seeing what happened to one of the skeletons, it's only a matter of time before the other ones get destroyed and then just made into new necromancy school, necromancy class test subjects.
Yes.
I still want to find out who was that dead skeleton that I managed to get the necklace off of.
I mean, we have a pretty good suspicion.
Yeah, but confirmation will be
True.
better.
I wonder how we'll be able to figure that one out.
Well, we might be able to get a good relationship with the necromancy professor.
True. I'm about
I
to,
mean-
in a couple more levels, be able to summon undead myself.
Nice.
My star is I like how you are like taking aspects from all of our mysteries and using it in like all of our backstories and using those details in order to like create these events and stuff. Like my characters from the Underdark, and so you brought things from the Underdark up, and so we could interact with them, which I thought was really cool. I have 2 stars. I also really liked the myocryptids. Is that what they're called?
Oh, myoconids, yes.
Yeah, myoconids. Those were really cool. I thought that was an interesting interaction.
Yeah, they're like psychic telepathic mushrooms. They're great.
Yeah, I think
D&D,
that's so cool.
like D&D does a lot of like stuff like this, and if you're not playing on how different everything is, it can be a little bit bland. But I like to like lean into the weirdness.
Yeah, I thought that was really cool. My wish. I had a good one, and it's like slipping away from me right now.
Was it? Did it come up while Carrie was saying anything, or
Yeah, I thought of it while Carrie was talking.
you talked about the suspense and encounters that are different every time? That's
I'll think about it and maybe I can figure it out when
sounds good.
Damien's done.
Yeah, my story is also the fight. Mostly because it was how it was night. It was dark. That fight could have gone way different if we didn't have a source of light.
Oh yeah, for sure. The fact that you were like thinking ahead on that sort of things, and that you had a mage hand doing all of the heavy lifting for you.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah, because for that I was like, yeah, sure. I could hold it in my hand, but then that means I have one hand
Yes.
for attack.
Yes.
So then with that, I have my hands free.
Dark vision is great, but not every race has it, so you have to rely on light a lot of times. And a great thing about having a mage hand carry your light is that if there's a dark vision enemy that's like, haha, that's an idiot who doesn't have dark vision and who tries to shoot it, it shoots your leg, not you.
Mm-hmm.
Wish.
I don't know. Not sure right now.
Also, when I gave like wishes to y'all as sort of like prompts for your characters' backstories, details, things like this, you can feel free to sort of like ask questions of each other as well if you want to like find out more about each other's characters or stuff like this. But yeah, great session.
I can't think of it.
That's all good. All right, that's the end of the video.